AI-related stocks are booming, he's concerned about long-term success.
What happens when these types of booms happen, there's so many companies that everyone gets excited about. There's going to be a few that'll be the long-term winners, but it's very, very difficult to see that. You know, in this country's history, there were many, many automakers before things focused on Chrysler, General Motors, and Ford. Trying to pick which are going to be the ultimate winners is exceedingly difficult.
Instead, Rogers focuses on companies and sectors that need human intervention to succeed. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269 DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
He steps to the mic with a boom ping ping. Wisdom sharper than a beast's fierce sting. Words like fireflies that light the night. He turns the dark into blazing bright. Boom ping ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom ping ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, oh the airwaves king. Shake the ground, unveils the truth where lies abound. Politics, justice, social streams. He molds the chaos into dreams. No silence here, just the sound of change. Boom, ping, ping, rearrange. Boom, ping, ping, the truth takes wing. Milwaukee's voice, let the city sing. Boom, ping, ping, hear the freedom ring. Sherwin's the king, or the airwaves king. Through the static, through the noise, he amplifies the people's voice. Boom, ping, ping, like a heartbeat's call. He's got the wisdom to break down walls. Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today is Thursday, August 6th, 2026. I'm worried, ladies and gentlemen. No, screw that. I'm scared. I'm petrified even. And I'm not really scared of much. But the things that are happening right now, right in front of your face, in front of my face, has me terrified for the future. Milwaukee used to be this little old sleepy blue collar industrial town known for shows like Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley, and a very famous character played by Henry Winkler. That was the Fonzie. We even have a bronze Fonzie statue, which is cool. If you happen to go and visit the bronze Fonzie statue, which is a favorite of tourists, let me just give you a little word of advice. So, with the statue, his thumbs are pointed up, okay? Don't touch his thumbs. You've been warned. We've often talked about on this program solutions to crime, and every year it seems, every summer, there's a new incarnation of what criminality looks like. You have the usual types of crimes. You've got property crimes. You've got car thefts. You have things relating to, of course, reckless driving. Like, that stuff is going to be there. But then there's always some new novelty crime that comes up every single summer. It's always something new. We saw like an example of that would be during COVID, there were increase of car thefts, right? We didn't really account for that. But just new types of crime will pop up and they will evolve. Well, this summer, it seems, not so much the teen takeovers, because I think the definition of a teen takeover has been watered down. If you have 7 black kids playing hopscotch, they would call that a teen takeover. But there also used to be a law some time ago when we were very concerned about gangs and gang activity. If there were like 4 black boys standing on a corner, the police could then do a stop and a frisk because, oh, that's a gang. So I think our definition of, quote, teen takeover has been watered down. Now, there have been a couple of them now. There's been a few. But what we have seen most frequently, and there was some evidence of this in previous summers, but it seemed like this summer it reached a fever pitch. The gatherings, the congregations that oftentimes turn brutal with fights or even with shootings on Water Street and Brady Street. And elected officials have been desperately searching for solutions. And I think that we have participated in offering our suggestions for solutions to what is going on the Brady Street and the Water Street, because those areas need to be protected and free from criminal activity because they generate revenue. The one good thing about a city is you have a collection of different businesses and different types of attractions. We're lucky that we have the lakefront because that brings a lot of people, tourism. We have our festivals, etc. And you got to protect those things because they bring in revenue that we need, of course, to pave the streets and plow the snow and pick up all of the garbage and all of the things. So whenever you have an uptick in crime or disorderly conduct, anything that could potentially drive spenders away, you want to mitigate that problem as quickly as possible. And also with the amount of money that Milwaukee generates, because a lot of people live here, and when you have a lot of population, which we do, we are the largest city in the state. But if you talk to these gubernatorial candidates, you wouldn't necessarily think that. But that's something we'll talk about in a little while, because I got to give you my thoughts, feelings, and opinions on the state of the race for governor in Wisconsin. Damn it, I need this election to hurry up now. I'm getting sick of it. It's like I'm over here waiting on test results. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just give me the result. Oh, what the hell? So today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. Hopefully today goes quick, tomorrow goes quicker. We're going to have the weekend. The weekends always go fast. By the time we come back from this upcoming weekend, it's election time, baby. So we've been searching for solutions. Like, what do you do with the young people? Because it's not always the 21-plus-year-old crowd that is going out on Water Street and Brady Street to get drunk. It's a lot of young people that aren't quite 21 that bring their own liquor and turn those entertainment districts into street parties, which is frowned upon. And then, the kids, they get all drunk. Everybody smokes weed. So you guys notice this? That everywhere you go, everybody smokes the marijuana. Be careful and be cautious of that. I'm particularly cautious of it because, not that I partake, because this stuff they got out here now will kill you. It's so much THC in it that if you walk past somebody smoking this stuff, you'll go into a coma. Just walking down the street in the city of Milwaukee, literally any day of the week, any time of the day. You can be out walking your dog at 6 o'clock in the morning and somebody is smoking weed. It's the craziest thing ever. You're just walking around. I smell it in the 3rd Street Market Hall. This weed is everywhere, and you're minding your own business. And let's say you don't partake. You don't smoke the wacky tobacco. You don't smoke the devil's lettuce. But then all of a sudden you're walking around the city of Milwaukee, and then you get home 15, 20 minutes later, you're ordering Pizza Hut and eating all the Doritos because you got the munchies, because you got a contact high, because you were walking past somebody that was smoking weed out of a Kia. Because people that drive Kias all smoke marijuana. I don't have the science and the data on that, but trust me when I tell you. Xavier, what do you call a deer with no eyes?
No idea.
That's very good. You're right. That's good. You must have heard that one before.
No, just came up with it off the top of my head.
I got a better one for you. You're not going to get this one. Don't worry, I'm going to get back to talking about how we're being invaded. I'm very scared right now. I've never been scared before. I'm very afraid. All these people are invading us. Milwaukee used to be a quiet little sleepy town that nobody even cared about. We used to make stuff and produce things. We used to make people beer, and they would get drunk all over the world. We used to be one of the top brewing cities all over the world. Milwaukee was just a beer place where people come here to get fat, beat up by the police, discriminated against, and drunk. That's all we used to be. Happier times. Black businesses were thriving. Now everybody hates them. What do you call a chicken that is staring at a head of lettuce?
A chicken staring at lettuce?
Chicken Caesar salad.
Nah.
Come on.
I'll give you this.
You just giving me the buzzer because you didn't get it.
Yeah, that, and it was just
Fair enough.
like dad joke Thursday. I
Those
guess.
aren't dad jokes. Those are Sherwin jokes.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, we can call them daddy jokes. So Sherwin is daddy. It's either daddy or you can call me Uncle Pretty Boy.
You talking to me or are you
Talking to anybody who's listening.
I'll just call you Sherwin.
Listen, I'll answer to either. Earlier in the week, I talked about the cities and the states that Wisconsinites are relocating to because taxes could be driving them away. And as people are getting older and our populations are aging and more people are collecting their retirement benefits, they may want to move to a state that is more retiree friendly, better weather, but also tax friendly. So I listed a whole bunch of states. Florida is one. Tennessee is another. Arizona is a state that people are moving to when they leave Wisconsin. And I said that there could be more of that coming. I also am going to predict there will be another MPS referendum coming in 2028. It's going to be at least $300, if not $350 million. You heard it here first. They're going to be asking for more money, and that is going to increase your rent. It's going to increase our property taxes, et cetera, et cetera. So just brace yourself for that. So there's a whole bunch of places that people are choosing to move to when they decide that they've had enough of Wisconsin. I didn't think about who was moving here. This is a part of the invasion. I didn't even consider, because I'm over here thinking maybe because we're a humble crop of folk here. We're humble and we're hardy here in the upper Midwest in Wisconsin. I don't ever think that people want to move to Wisconsin. I'm always assuming that people want to move out, and we have evidence of that because Wisconsin has lost, at least one congressional district, maybe two in the last 20 years. And you know how many people you got to lose a whole congressional district? You got to lose at least 500,000 people. So when I talk about demographics and populations and all these other things related to that, because that also can influence voter behavior, public sentiment, et cetera, I never consider that people are actually moving here. Now, people are leaving Wisconsin at a higher rate than these damn invaders are coming in. I just don't want new people here. I want to just deal with the Wisconsinites that we have. I don't want to deal with new people. Well, you ain't going to believe this. People from Fat Pizza Land are choosing Milwaukee as their favorite destination to move to. We don't need another invasion from Chicago, because the last time we got an invasion from Chicago in the mid-1980s and the late 1980s and the early 1990s, you know what they brought here? Drug houses. because Wisconsin was the last state in the upper Midwest to reform our welfare system. You were still getting welfare checks in Wisconsin. We didn't reform our welfare system really until the federal government, under the guise of the Clinton administration, nationally reformed welfare and changed it into W-2. And so if you were from Wayne County or Detroit, if you were from Gary, Indiana, if you were from Chicago, Illinois, fat pizza land. Who wants fat pizza? Why would you even make a deep dish pizza? You know what it's like? It's like cheesecake pizza. It's thick. Only thing I want thick is oatmeal, grits, mashed potatoes, and women. Anything else, I don't want it. Preferably women. You know, women that when they walk, they bounce. Man, listen to me. I almost fell down the stairs the other day because when I walk up or downstairs, I need to watch my feet because I don't want to slip because it's very embarrassing, and I'm old. I'd probably break a hip. But it was this thingamajig coming up the stairs when I was going down, and I couldn't even control myself. I was like, oh Lord, lost my balance.
Where was this at?
Here. It'd be some thick ones in here, I'm telling you right now. Anyway, don't get me off base, Xavier. I got a whole long show where I got to talk about many, many things, how we're being invaded. Chicago residents looking for a new city to call home tend to end up in Milwaukee. A new report from U-Haul says, so I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come back. Are you prepared for this invasion of the fat pizza people? We need to build a wall. That's what we need to do. Not between us and Mexico. Oh, who cares about that? I don't care about that. We need to build a wall between Milwaukee and Chicago. Or at least put up a tollway. I don't like that when I need to drive through Chicago, because Chicago gets in the way of all points south and east that I may need to get to, okay? But you going to make me pay? You mean I got to pay to use a little taste of your highway? I'm not even using your whole highway. I'm just doing a highway quickie. I'm not driving all up and down the Dan Ryan and driving all up and down your weird freeway system in Chicago. Why you got to make me pay a toll just to pass through? I don't like that. You can come to Wisconsin. You can drive all up and through us for free. We just give it away for free. We just some hoes here. We just giving away driving on our highways. You make state of Wisconsin taxpayers fund highway improvements and highway maintenance. In Illinois, they charging. I don't like that. I call that highway prostitution. When I come back from my break, I'm going to give you the first act of the conversation we're going to have about this invasion that us poor, hardy Wisconsin folk, all Wisconsin folk want to do is live a decent life. All we want to do is just be happy, get a little drunk, get laid on occasion, not too much, just every so often. Just when you got to make sure your pipes are lubricated. You know what I mean? Just a little maintenance just to get the poison out every now and again. Just want to have a good time. Just want to relax a little bit. That's all we want to do. We don't need to be invaded by all of these people and these outsiders. Talk about that on the other side. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
My constipation with belly pain kept coming back. I'm back! Like her. Future me. You know why I'm here. Our doctor figured it out. Your symptoms keep coming back because it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. And Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is the #1 prescribed branded treatment for IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily prescription pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Chicago residents looking for a new city to call home tend to end up in Milwaukee. A new report from U-Haul says U-Haul's mid-year migration trends report uses one-way rental data to determine where people are coming and going in cities across the country. So I used this same data a couple of days ago to ascertain where Wisconsinites were moving to. So when people consider leaving Wisconsin, I listed some of the states and the cities that we are more likely to go to. Washington, D.C., Atlanta, several different cities in Tennessee, with Texas, I believe, leading in the outward migration of Wisconsinites. Never thought for a second that there are people coming here, and it's the worst kind of people because we got a history with Chicago, folks. We oftentimes attribute a real downturn in Black Milwaukee culture. It's associated with a couple of things that hit all at the same time. And now we are looking at and dealing with the aftermath of what happened about a generation ago. Everything kind of hit all at once. You had deindustrialization, where a lot of the factory employment, a lot of the assembly line employment, a lot of the brewery manufacturing, all kind of left, not quite overnight, but it was a slow, consistent, gradual decline. And that was one of the many reasons why we even have the African-American population in Milwaukee that we do, because a lot of African-American folk migrated from the Jim Crow South up here for jobs and opportunities. And when those jobs and opportunities went overseas or moved to different parts of the country or downsized, it really hurt our community. I did hear a little piece of Homer Blow's program this morning, and I heard folks lamenting about Black-owned businesses. Those are always fun conversations. I love those, talking about the businesses that are owned by the Blacks and how terrible our customer service is. I think it depends on the business, depends on the people and the personality of the business owners. I know the customer service can vary widely. What I see, and I don't just want to make this about bad Black customer service, there's a certain generation of person, an age group that, because they grew up virtually, they grew up online, they grew up having friends that they've literally never met before in person. And when you have a lot of your social interactions on the internet, you're awkward in person. You got some of these young people, they don't even know how to look somebody in the eye and shake their hand. I got a few pet peeves, and as I get older, I get more of them. I got a list of them. I should publish them in a book. But when I meet a young man, young Black man, hey, brother, how you doing? Sherwin, very nice to meet you. And he can't look me in my eye, that's strike one. Strike two is a limp-wristed handshake. What are you doing, sir? Don't shake my hand like that. And then if they got a limp wrist, I'll squeeze that hand. I'll squeeze it. I'll squeeze that hand like I'm trying to get juice out of it. You're going to shake my hand, young lady. A little, nice to meet you. What are you doing? Who's teaching you how to shake hands? Your mama? Ladies, if you're raising boys, you got to tell them. This is how you begin the relationship of respect. You look a man and, hey, nice to meet you. All right, look him in his face. Shake his hand. Grip the hand. Get firm handshake. Some women have firm handshakes. At least I think they're women. I don't know what they are anymore, but some women. Hey, Sherwin, listen to your show all the time. Hi, I'm Brenda. Here, look, right here. Shake it. Shake my hand. And they, like in the cartoons, they shake your hand so hard your whole body moves up and down, like your feet leave the ground. Got some women that shake hands more like a man than some men do. It's terrible. So it's a generation of younger people that just, their customer service skills, and I guess maybe you can teach it, but it's just about being personable and having a lot of interaction with other human beings, diverse human beings over many, many years, and you just get natural and feel comfortable around people. But if you grew up in the basement playing video games and playing virtual reality stuff and wearing the headsets and talking to your friends in Bangladesh playing the video games or whatever, seeing somebody interacting with somebody in public is a very different experience for them. And I don't want to just attribute poor customer service with black businesses to it being black people. Some black people are really rude though. They're angry. Don't believe me? Let's play a game, shall we? Go to Popeye's Chicken. I don't care what location. Because they're only in the city. I don't think you have, well, there's one that I can think of, but it's close to the city. It's on a Mayfair Road in Burleigh. It's just barely Wauwatosa.
They're very pleasant there.
They're pleasant. Okay.
And there's no bulletproof glass or anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can go in there. They have the chicken. You don't have to get yelled at.
So don't go to that Popeyes. Pick a different one. Pick the one on 28th and Capitol. Oh, that's the doozy. Or how about the one on 76th and Capitol? Oh, some black people are just. When you go to the Popeyes on 28th and Capitol, first of all, you're going to get yelled at. Welcome to Popeyes! And then, because you got to be careful, because you don't want to make the person angry that's serving you your food, because while you're in your vehicle at the drive-through, at the screen, you don't know what they're doing to your food. You have no idea. So I tend to be very pleasant. Hi, can I get a 2-piece? We don't got no 2 pieces. Okay. Can I get a 1-piece? It's a 37-piece. That's all we have. Dark meat. Oh, okay. I'll take a 37. We ran out of boxes. All we got left is McDonald's. Could you imagine going to Popeyes and they don't have any more Popeyes and you order your food and it's Burger King? It's that bad. I don't know why they're so angry. And then when you get up to the window where you got to pay, they're flat. There's a gun. Somebody has a gun. They're pointing a gun at you. You better have exact change. And it's terrible. It's just, but some of us are rude. I don't know why it is, but we're very mean. And we're mean to each other. That's not nice. That might be the impetus of black on black crime. I said all that to say this. A whole bunch of things hit at the same time. So you had deindustrialization, which really gutted our community. You also had some years before that, the construction of a freeway, one that was actually built and one that was never built, where they closed and bulldozed and used eminent domain to take something like 8,000 African-American owned homes and businesses, which gutted a real central part of our economic engine of a black community. And sometimes black people don't recover from that. So now you have a whole generation of poverty that was engineered by eminent domain. So you really have to keep that in mind as well. Property values started to sink. Home ownership rates started to decline. Property values decline. Property taxes decline. Now the schools are underfunded. It's a whole bunch of things hit at once. And then you have crack. But I don't want to overstate the impact of crack, because when we look back in history, we attribute so many of the social problems that we have right now to, oh, it was a bunch of people smoking crack. A lot of crack babies were born. Everybody wasn't smoking crack. I don't know what you guys think the 80s was, but everybody was not smoking crack. You got about the same amount of people smoking crack back then as you had smoking crack right now. You still got, somebody just posted a video yesterday of 2 crackheads fighting on 25th and Capitol. It's very funny because one of them was wearing underwear. It's very funny. It's not, you're not supposed to laugh at it, but come on, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning and 2 crackheads are fighting, just punching each other. Unlike other fights that you see, like on Water Street or Brady Street, within a couple of seconds, somebody's trying to break the fight up. When crackheads fight, people just let them go. People pull over and record it.
Were you a fan of bum fights?
I'd hate to admit something like that. So if I'm scrolling and I happen to see a fight, I'm like, oh, let me stop and check their technique. Because you can tell people that actually know how to fight versus people that just swing wildly. I've noticed with a lot of girls, their stances, girls are not taught how to fight for as much as they actually like to throw blows. Like they do weird stuff, like they do stuff like this, like they learn how to fight in the cartoons, like, yeah, come on, wise guy, yeah, step on up. It's weird how they have their guards. You got to protect your chin. Put your head down a little bit, protect your chin. But they're doing weird stuff. They're swinging all wildly. And I'm thinking to myself, I would kick all of these girls' asses, just me. Is that bad? Because if it's, okay, you're not supposed to hit you're not. But if she hits me, but here's the thing. So what if it's 7 women and me? Can I hit them then?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're defending yourself.
Because I see how bad their technique is. I'm like, well, somebody's got to teach them. And there's the best way to teach somebody how to fight is to kick their ass. Because they're like, oh, I perhaps need to sharpen my guard, or I need better footwork, or I need to bob and weave a bit more. You know what I mean? So
I should send you a video of a guy fighting 4 studs.
Oh, God, I'd love to see that.
He knocks them all out.
They want to be men so bad.
Well, yeah, after they got knocked out, then they started complaining that they were women. Before they were trying to fight him, they were all trying to jump him, and then he just knocked them all out one by one. And then when they got up, they were talking about how they're women.
If you're wearing sagging jeans, showing your boxer shorts, Timberland boots, and a white tank top, and your breasts are taped down, to me, you're a dude. You can get it, sir. No, I'm a girl. You taped your breasts, and you're wearing men's Gerbeau jeans, mister. So a whole bunch of things hit at once. We had crack. We had deindustrialization. And then you had, of course, the crime bill, which incarcerated a lot of African-American men. So a whole bunch of things hit at once. And then you still had the welfare system, which brought a lot of the undesirables from Chicago to Milwaukee. And I think that had a very profound impact on the culture. All those things hitting at once. Factory jobs closing, assembly line jobs closing, production jobs closing, which brought black people here. The construction of the freeway, which bulldozed a bunch of our homes. We still had the welfare system, which attracted undesirables from other cities because they wanted to take advantage of our welfare check system. And then you had the introduction of crack cocaine, and then you had very heavy incarceration going on at the same time. All of those factors combined really changed the culture. And there were children being born at that time, and they were born into a real destitute situation in Milwaukee. And some of the people, the children that were born during that crazy time of deindustrialization and crack and people taking advantage of welfare, those children grew up in a real poisonous environment. And our schools were underfunded, of course. And so if you grew up in that environment, you now are an adult. You're probably a younger or middle-aged millennial, and you probably have children that are also growing up in a situation that was made worse by what took place a generation or so ago. Black businesses were impacted by that too. When you had stable black employment, when we worked in the factory jobs, when we worked for meat packing plants and Patrick Cudahy and Alice Chalmers and A.O. Smith, you could have a black business. You can have a black corner store. You can have a black dry cleaner, because the mainstay of employment for black people, those stable factory jobs, allowed for other African Americans to purchase buildings in the community, and they could sell goods and services and groceries to other black people. But when the mainstay of black employment, those factory jobs, went away, so did our black businesses. And people are wondering, well, how come the Arabs and all these other people bought our businesses? Because we couldn't maintain them. Because when entrepreneurs are making money, if you own a store and your customers are people that work at A.O. Smith, and then A.O. Smith downsizes by 90%, you can no longer stay in business. And you're going to want to sell your real estate, and you're going to sell your real estate to anybody who is willing to buy it pretty much at any price. But that was also a very likely story of what took place at that time. Now, some black folks were able to escape. They moved out to the suburbs when the housing covenants began to lessen, and federal housing policy was the rule of the day. So some black folks left. Problem is, when African Americans migrated out of the city and into the suburbs, namely Brown Deer, we didn't take black businesses with us, either because we did not want to or we simply could not. Getting a permit for a business in a suburb, if you were black, was a whole different process than starting a business on 27th and Townsend. Still doesn't change the fact that we're being invaded by people from Chicago. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. This week, buy Kellogg cereal for $3.99. Bone and Southern style pork ribs for $1.99. Smart Ones entrees, 5 for $10. Apple pie for $5.99. Southern peaches for $1.99. And Tyson chicken nuggets for $5.99. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we know inspiration's in full swing this time of year. So bring us your wild ideas, and we'll bring the value on the quality supplies you need to make it happen at unbeatably low prices. Right now, during our summer jeans sale, Wrangler jeans are buy two, get one free. Men's full blue brand denim jeans, just $10.99. Plus, save $4 on 5 quarts of Royal Purple Motor Oil and get free nitrile gloves by mail. Find value on everything to do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I can't stand the rain against my window, bringing back sweet memories.
JD the poet says, Chicago didn't bring the dope house. They was selling dope out of houses in the 70s in Milwaukee. Milwaukee hoods was and always has been open-air drug markets and now mobile cars. They did proliferate using abandoned houses. Because we didn't really have a lot of abandoned houses on the north side of the city of Milwaukee. We didn't start having abandoned houses until deindustrialization. And those abandoned houses, which they had a plethora of in Chicago, served as a way in which they could, like, mechanize drug sales. When we started having more vacant and abandoned houses in Milwaukee as a result of deindustrialization, the folks from Chicago that had been selling dope out of abandoned houses for a decade then took advantage of the abandoned houses here, and they were having, like, it was like orderly. You would go to the abandoned house, you'd go to the front door, you get your dope out the back door. It was a very mechanized system. Now, did it exist in Milwaukee? Sure, but not to the same scale, because when those invaders from Chicago came, they brought a decade or more's worth of knowledge and experience of using bandos, abandoned houses, as central hubs to sell dope. And crack just made everything smarter, more organized, because it was such an addictive drug and it was so cheap. But I still don't think that people were smoking crack the way that we think that we were. If you are, let's say you're born in the 90s or the early 2000s and you listen to old folks talk about the day, back in the day, you young people would think that we was just walking around smoking crack like y'all smoke weed. No. And at the same time, you had the Reagan administration promoting Just Say No, which actually worked. We hated drug addicts as little kids, and some of the older millennials, you guys had the DARE program, the Drug Awareness Resistance Education Program. You know what that was? That was a scam to do a couple of things: to give police officers more income by giving them overtime, by putting them in schools. It was also the first step in criminalizing children by having cops in schools. You didn't really have police officers in schools before that. Not stationed in schools, but here's what the DARE program really was. So it was obviously more income for police officers. It was a way to start to criminalize children, because if you got a cop in the school, 2 kids fighting can be a whole different scenario, where back in the day you would just get suspended, or quite honestly, there would be fights at Brown Deer and teachers would be like, yeah, go back to class. Cut that out. Stop that fighting. Go to your, Sherwin, where are you supposed to be? Social studies. Get to your social studies class. Okay. Not that I ever sounded like that, but decent enough reenactment. But here's what the DARE program was really about, and there's a whole documentary on it. It was so that police officers could form relationships with children and earn the trust of children so children would share with the police officers. This is back in the days of Officer Friendly. You know, back when cops used to give you baseball cards. Do you guys remember running up to cop cars? Like running up to them like they were the damn ice cream man and asking for baseball cards, and they would happily oblige. They don't do that anymore. In fact, now if you run up to a cop car, I don't know if I'd recommend that. No, they ain't got no baseball cards. I don't know what they got in their cars now. The police would earn the trust of these children, and the children would tell the police officers details about what was going on in their homes, and the police would use these kids' words as evidence to go and arrest the parents. That is what the DARE program was all about. They didn't care if kids were doing drugs. In fact, schools that had the DARE program didn't show any less drug usage than schools that didn't have it. They didn't care about that. So the Chicago people brought all the drug houses. It's nice to be able to blame somebody for our problems. For instance, people moving out of Milwaukee often ended up in southern states such as Texas, Florida. Meanwhile, many people leaving Chicago found their way north to Wisconsin, as did people on the move in some other Midwest states, the report shows. And this article is brought to you courtesy of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. U-Haul's report, released yesterday, examines more than 50 U.S. cities with 1 million plus people from July 2025 through June 2026. This year's report also divided the results by age group. Baby boomers born 1946 to 1964. Generation X born between 1965 and 1980. Millennials born between 1981 and 1996. And Gen Z born 1997 through 2012. Though U-Haul customers must be 18 years old to rent a truck and 16 years old to rent a trailer. Here are some of the biggest moving trends highlighted in the report involving Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Chicago residents in 3 different age groups. Baby boomers, Generation X, and millennials most often ended up in Wisconsin, the report says. Milwaukee was the top destination for departing Chicago residents in the Gen X and millennial age groups. I don't know how I feel about this. So Chicago people, and maybe some of you are listening to my show, maybe some of you are new arrivals to Milwaukee, and somebody turns you on to the truth with Sherwin Hughes. First and foremost, welcome. Secondly, watch yourself. Watch yourself, fat pizza people. Watch it. You got to show respect. You Chicago people are very rude. We're nice people up here. So you make us mad, then we'll cut you. Don't do it. Don't come up here thinking because you're from a bigger city, you're in our house now. Take your shoes off when you walk in the door. Chicago people, fat pizza people, try to sell y'all Racine and Kenosha. You didn't buy, but instead you moved to Milwaukee. That's not going according to plan. Now, we have some history with you Chicago people. We remember when y'all came up here about 30-some years ago to some of your most undesirable people that came up here to take advantage of our welfare program. I don't like that now. I don't like outside people coming to Milwaukee. I'm sorry, I just don't. You know what my biggest complaint was? I have a big complaint every day. I shouldn't say my biggest complaint. There was a period of time on this frequency, 101.7, when it was owned by Good Karma Brands, that the majority of the people that were on air were not even from Milwaukee, but this is Milwaukee Black Talk. And I called it out. In fact, we were doing one of our politics roundtables, which, if you guys remember, those turn into unmitigated disasters. Oh, speaking of which, I saw Tori Lowe this morning. Tori Lowe was in here with Homer. I didn't expect to see Tori. It's nice to see Tori. So the morning show was DT and Telly. Telly is from East St. Louis, Illinois. Denise is from Indiana. Then you got me. From here, born in Milwaukee, grew up in Brown Deer, bought my house in Milwaukee in the early 2000s. In fact, I've lived in Milwaukee longer than I lived in Brown Deer. And then after me, you had Benjamin had an afternoon show that he did with Melanie Ricks. You know where Benjamin is from. You know where he's from. He's from Racine. We tried to tell him to move to Milwaukee. Good thing he didn't, because he ain't got a show here no more. Sorry, Ben. Then you had Tori, of course, who is from here. But then our evening drive time show was Dr. Ken Harris, and Dr. Ken Harris is from Chicago. So that was like a pet peeve that the majority of the people. Now, it was a brief period of time, because then Carrie got added to the afternoon show, and Carrie, of course, is from here. But I just found that troubling that we have Milwaukee Black Talk. And it signals something to me that we don't have enough folks in this city that either have an interest in or even could be, because there's a skill set that you need to be able to host a communication style program. And we had to look to damn migrants. And no shade to those people. But like when I looked at it, I was like, that's a problem, because you would think the Milwaukee Black Talk would have Milwaukee hosts. Rhea was a producer. Rhea's from Racine, which you can tell. I mean, no offense to her, but you just.
How?
Nah, she just has Racine tendencies.
What are those?
Nah. Put it this way. Racine tendencies don't last very long in Milwaukee. You know, they just don't. It's just not a good fit. That's all. It's just like a dress that doesn't fit you so good. It's a little too tight around the breasts. It just doesn't fit.
I like a tight dress on a woman.
All right. But it's got to fit.
Yeah, nice and tight.
You got to dress for your
woman that's not in shape.
You have to dress for your body type. That goes for men too. Men, you got to stop wearing stuff that don't fit you good. You know what I mean? You got to wear clothes that fit your body type. Then we had Andrew. Does Andrew still work here? I haven't seen Andrew in a month.
I think he does. You know, he lives downtown, and I actually saw him jogging on my way to work.
Jogging?
Or not today, last week.
So but you didn't see him here, though.
Oh no, he works here. He be outside in the little thing, you know.
Okay, yeah, I ain't seen him in a while. I'm gonna take a break, come back. Apparently somebody is calling. We're talking about these invaders. We're being invaded. Oh, by the way, I gotta give you a description and my rationale behind the YouTube poll question of the day. Mostly because we have inquisitive temperaments, we will ask a poll question via the YouTube. If you go to youtube.com or open up your YouTube app from your smartphone or other mobile device, search 1017 The Truth. And know while you're on YouTube, also subscribe to Hughes Views 414. That's my specific YouTube channel where I do evening broadcasts. And I use a lot of profanity. I was real hot last night. I was cussing a blue streak, but I felt good. It's like my therapy session.
What were you talking about?
Just topics that make an old black man angry, which is everything. Old black men will get mad at the wind.
Yeah, you've been very angry lately.
Because people are just, common sense isn't common. I hate having to explain stuff to people because people are just.
You got to get the juices out more. Then those things just roll off your back.
First of all, it's poison. Because if you don't get it out, it starts messing with your brain.
Yes, the poison.
It'll mess your brain. It'll mess up your thinking. So you got to release the poison as often as you possibly can. But I don't like when adult people, when mature people, when pillars of our community don't have a set of standards and boundaries. Like they hear something good and they change their whole perspective. I used to be like that in college, right? I thought I had, my ideal set and I knew what the world was and I knew who I was in the world. But then I would just read another book and it would change my whole perspective. And I went through that during undergrad. I don't know what the hell I was. I was this, I was that, I was pro this, I was anti that. So everything I read, everything I was exposed to changed my worldview. And you outgrow that. But then, once you get older and you start to mature, your worldview becomes crystallized. I can't stand somebody 55, 62, 71 years old like, oh, I just read something. Oh, I just heard a person speak and now I'm going to be in this political party. What?
Oh, you're mad about people?
Nope, don't bring it up.
Oh. Well, sometimes people like good ideas.
Bernie's not even endorsing her. And now here's what's crazy. Now they calling Bernie establishment. I love it.
I don't know about that.
I do.
I think he's waiting to see what happens after the race is over.
He said he ain't endorsing her. She is one of the best opportunities to platform democratic socialism than has existed. Because being a governor is different than running for the Senate or running for the House of Representatives as a Democratic. So a governor is an executive that technically is next in line for the presidency, but we're not going to get into that right now. I'm going to take a break, come back, grab a telephone call. If you want to call, you can. 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yi Lang Zhang was born in Warsaw, the son of refugees who fled communism in search of freedom. His parents taught him that freedom comes with responsibility. And for Yi, that means being accountable to every person he serves. School board treasurer, county supervisor, village trustee, a nonprofit leader. Yi Lang Zhang has managed multi-million-dollar taxpayer budgets at every level. And now he's ready to be a watchdog for Wisconsin. That's why Yi is endorsed by Senator Tammy Baldwin. Baldwin says Yi brings, quote, real budget experience from the school board, the county board, and the nonprofit world. She says he'll, quote, protect our school trust funds, return unclaimed money to families who earned it, and bring accountability to an office that demands it. Yi Lang Zhang for state treasurer, a watchdog for your money.
Paid for by Yi for Wisconsin.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Bob, you're on 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Hello,
Sherwin.
Everywhere you go in Chicago, there's Milwaukee signs. Milwaukee. Come to Milwaukee. Come to me. So we had to check it out. And I like thin pizza. I'm not no fat pizza man. And one thing you ought to acknowledge, Sherwin. One thing you need to acknowledge is that when you talked about Popeyes, the service, and you yell welcome to Popeyes, and then you went on to the next subject like it wasn't nothing. Do you know it took me 10 minutes to recover from laughing because it was so funny? Welcome to McDonald's. Welcome to Popeye. I mean, that was so funny. And you just don't even think it's funny. You just go on to the next subject. You got to understand how funny you are sometimes, man. That was funny. And, remember, when in the 80s or the 90s, I feel bad because we did come over here with your welfare system. And
I know you did. I know it, and you stayed here.
Man, I don't.
Hey!
I don't want you to talk about us now. You got to watch yourself now, because I like thin pizza. You understand? All right, and y'all drink a lot. I come over here at 84. And y'all drink a lot. I mean, everywhere you go. Would it take 2 or 3 DUIs for you to get a ticket?
Don't worry about all that. Mind your business on that.
Y'all drink a lot in Wisconsin, man.
Don't worry about how we like to party. If you don't like it, go on back to where you came from. Now, ain't nobody keeping you here, man.
No, I don't move far from Chicago. See, Racine is cool. And Wisconsin and Illinois.
I bet you think Racine is cool, Bob. That explains a lot.
Racine and Wisconsin and Illinois is the only 2 states I want to learn. I have learned. I don't need to know Idaho and Florida and all. No. Wisconsin, there's so much to do in Illinois and Wisconsin. That's enough. That's all I need to know. Them 2 states. You know, and you got to understand how funny you are when you said Popeyes. It took me 10 minutes to recover from that, man. Oh, man, was that funny. Welcome to the, talk to you later, sir.
I was making a point. I'm not here to amuse you. I'm not here to make you laugh. What am I, a clown? These issues are very serious. Y'all always cooing and keying. I'm making very serious points here now. I'm trying to illustrate something to you. I was talking about lackluster black customer service because sometimes black people are just angry for no reason. But here's what's crazy. We'd be mad at each other. White person come, hi, welcome to Popeyes. Hi, can I watch your kids for you while you and your husband go out to dinner? Let somebody black come through the drive-thru. Give me all your money. It's ridiculous how you blacks are. Y'all better be glad that I'm actually black because if I wasn't, Xavier, I want you to clip when Bob said, I ain't no fat pizza man. I feel like we could get some mileage out of that. He said, I ain't no fat pizza man. Bob, you really are, though. You are very much a fat pizza man. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We're talking about being invaded. Coming up in hour 2, more invasions. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee, your weekdays have a new rhythm. Start your mornings with conversations that matter.
Again, I am the legendary Homer Blow, along with my girl,
Bailey Coleman. Truth in the morning with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman. Weekdays, 7 to 9 a.m. Then keep it locked with the voice of the community.
And the more you know and the more skills you have, the more training you have, the better off your community is.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, 9 a.m. to noon. Lunch is on us. Turning up your midday vibe.
It's your boy Ray Nitty and my co-host Maybe Shannon.
It's the lunch break with Ray Nitty and Maybe Shannon, noon to 2 p.m. And don't stop there. Keep the conversation going with The Grapevine with Manan Sabir.
That's right. I'm your host, Manan Sabir.
Bringing the stories and voices you need to hear, 2 to 4 p.m. Then we're closing out your day with energy. Lots of it.
It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct.
Tap in with Jazz Tyler every afternoon, 4 to 7 p.m. Your home for Milwaukee conversations. The award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Milwaukee, mark your calendars. Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School. It's free and fun for the entire family, featuring great music, community resources, family activities, and back-to-school support to help students get ready for a successful school year. Interested in volunteering? Visit truthfamilyfest.com or by emailing Sierra, CIERRA.brown@MilwaukeeBlackMedia.com. Bring the whole family and experience one of Milwaukee's favorite community celebrations. Truth Family Fest, Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Special thanks to Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, City of Milwaukee, Department of Community Wellness and Safety, and Ascension for helping make this event possible.
101.7 FM, The Truth.
This is an urgent message about voting in Wisconsin. The primary election is August 11th. This is your chance to help decide Wisconsin's future. Early voting is happening right now, and Election Day is next Tuesday, August 11th. Go to myvote.wi.gov to find your polling place. And remember, you can register to vote right up through Election Day. Make your voice heard. Go vote. Paid for by Wisconsin Future Rising.
For 18 years, Veolia has done more than treat Milwaukee's water. Our people have raised their families here, built careers here, and been a part of the community. Generations of workers, millions of dollars a year invested in local businesses, a workforce center built to give young Milwaukeeans a real path into good local careers. 18 years later, Veolia is still here because Milwaukee's still home. Veolia, Milwaukee values, committed to its future.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Our telephone number, for reference. If you want to talk about stuff or ask questions about, I don't know, anything. Chicago people, fat pizza, the upcoming election. General questions about life, dating advice, recipes. 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. You can find us on YouTube by going to youtube.com or opening up your YouTube app from your smartphone or other mobile device, searching 1017 The Truth and hitting subscribe. And while you're on YouTube subscribing to stuff, you could subscribe to Francesca Hong's deputy campaign manager, her OnlyFans. I think she shut it down. But that's fine. That's okay. She was also a Penthouse pet. You can see
my kind of woman.
She's all on the internet. You can see I was doing it for research because I'm an editorial journalist. And I got to research things. I got to try and find truth and fact. And so I'm looking around, at a very interesting choice for the Hong campaign, who they decided to have be their deputy campaign manager. And there's one picture where she's so open, you can see what she had for breakfast. Yeah, she's shy.
Nothing wrong with enjoying a beautiful woman.
She's pierced.
Oh, yeah. My kind of woman.
You definitely. Like that?
Oh, yeah. I like all kinds of interesting things.
I believe it. Well, you talked about a very specific kind of unique shower a couple of days ago.
Yeah, and then, how we're talking about collars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Experienced that yesterday.
Hang on a second. Who had the collar on? You or her?
Oh,
or him or them?
Oh, the female, yes.
You put a dog collar on a woman.
Hey, I didn't bring it.
She brought a collar, and what did you do? What did you put it on her neck and you walked her?
Well, this sounds like more of a conversations for Hughes Views 414.
Don't call my podcast. Don't call my podcast with that filth.
Oh, what?
Mm-mm.
The things when I tune in sometimes I hear some very vulgar things.
That's just people expressing themselves. That's just Al being Al most of the time. We ain't talking about putting collars on human beings and walking them like a dog and making them bark.
It's consensual.
Okay. Lady B says,
you ever find out what she looks like?
No. She said a couple things. She said where's her one comment? She said Bob has her cheeks hurting from laughing so much. Something else will make your cheek hurt too.
Oh, really? What is that?
Smiling will make your cheeks hurt. That's or sitting on a seat that is uncomfortable, that is too hard, will make your cheeks hurt.
Yeah, that's me after producing these two shows.
I bet your cheeks do hurt.
Yeah, that's why.
Especially after last night.
After last night?
Well, you had a wild night apparently with somebody wearing a collar.
Yeah, nothing wrong with my cheeks.
Okay, you didn't get pegged?
No.
I don't know.
No.
It's consensual.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you Democratic socialists be some freaks.
Man, are you kidding me?
No.
The Republican Party are way more freaky than
They're
us.
in the closet with theirs. Y'all will just do it out in public.
Yeah. I believe in
what do you believe
sex
in?
positivity. You know, I'm not going to shame a OnlyFans girl or a stripper for working in the sex industry.
Not at all, but I don't want that infecting my politics. In this society, we got to have something that is decent and something that is wholesome. And if there needs to be something that is decent, that is wholesome, that young people and kids can look up to, it is people that get elected to represent us in the state house and in Congress. These used to be honorable jobs that people took seriously. There was a point in time, I know it's hard for people to envision this, where you didn't want a freak and a pervert and an adulterer and a money launderer and a crook and a criminal. You didn't want those people representing you. Those people stayed in the underworld. Now anything goes. I get being anti-establishment, but y'all ain't got to be anti-decency. Kids are watching this stuff now. Can't have somebody decide they're going to do a lifetime of porn and now they want to run for Congress. No. You don't represent, that's a small slice of what America actually is, and I don't think that those people would do well in representative government because their worldview is too narrow. But don't get me started on that. I got to talk about these damn invaders now. If you noticed, I haven't spoken much about the situation in Madison because who cares? Because Madison is just not significant. Madison is only significant because it happens to be the state capital. That doesn't mean that the city itself is, my opinion, is of any worthy cultural contribution to Wisconsin. Milwaukee is. And plus the African-American community and population in Madison is so incredibly small. It's actually easy to segregate and easy to oppress. And the thing about Corey Ruiz, and I've talked extensively about Madison because I used to work there in several different capacities, and I've become very familiar with the people and the culture. The liberalism, the progressivism in Madison is shrouded in whiteness and white supremacy. It's a veneer that they put on to make it look like they actually have some kind of racial understanding when they do not. If some of the disparities that exist in Madison are just as bad, in a lot of cases they are worse than racial disparities that we have here in the city of Milwaukee. So all of this liberalism is performative. Let me give you an example. If you don't care about black people, don't care about black children, if their reading and test scores of black children in Madison are just as bad, if not worse than they are in Milwaukee, then you really don't care about black children, especially because Madison is the home of policy making, right? But what happens is every so often, the Madison liberals have got to show how racially sensitive they are. So they pick the wrong stuff. This is how I know that they are so disconnected from what real racism actually is. There was a homeless man that had a knife. He got shot by the police. A homeless man that had, and I'm not over here trying to, shame the dead, but dude had 40 charges in his background. Some of them were felonies for resisting arrest. And I really believe that he had a knife. You guys all know, if you're thinking clearly and consciously, if the police are trying to arrest you because you're looking for unlocked cars, because, oh, by the way, he's been convicted of theft before, and you have a knife and you are resisting arrest, they're going to kill you. Because if we see a white person is doing the exact same thing, we get mad when the police don't kill them. So we know what to expect when police are trying, and they tase you and it doesn't work, which means they deployed non-lethal measures and you still don't go down, and then you draw a knife, the police are going to kill you. And so what the white folks in Madison did is said, let's jump on this because they killed a black man. We're going to protest this. That's the wrong thing to protest. And if you notice, the encampment that they had, none of that stuff made national news because even the media knows that that's all performative. If you're going to pick a black man and use him as a reason why you want to protest the police and police brutality and police reform, that's not the situation that you do. This dude had a serious set of criminal convictions in his background for what he was actually killed for. But for some reason, this is the hill that the white folks in Madison were willing to die on. They are so disconnected that they don't even know what real causes to involve themselves in. But another reason why they did it is it's a way in which people who are dissatisfied with just society can sow chaos. They'll use the death of a black man. Let's be clear. He was homeless, but all of a sudden his family comes out of nowhere and his family loved him. His family loved him that much that it given him somewhere to stay. Now, maybe he had some drug abuse problems, alcohol abuse problems. But I just can't stand when somebody is homeless and now all of a sudden the family shows up. You guys remember when the RNC was here? Remember that? That was a whole mess. Holy smokes. We had to get our cars searched to come to work. It was so bad. Had checkpoints and stuff. It's rough. There were police officers from, I think, like 80 different jurisdictions, because we needed a lot of security because, Trump. And there were some police officers from Ohio who were outside of the perimeter of the RNC because some of the security threats were actually outside of the perimeter, not inside what we called the hard zone. And there were two homeless, can I say homeless still, or is that too politically incorrect? Two unhoused individuals that happened to be African American. They were in a fight near the King Center on 15th and Valete, which is west of the perimeter that they had set up for the RNC. And these two homeless guys were fighting. And this group of, and I think they were on bicycles. So this Ohio contingent of police officers were hanging out in the parking lot of the King Center. And they see these two homeless black men fighting. One of the black men drew a knife and was attempting to stab the other man. Clearly not a fair fight. Police officers they were very much on duty, even though for some reason people that complained, and there was a lot of hoopla that was stirred. We've forgotten about it now because y'all didn't really care about that. It's the craziest thing, right? Like, we will not care about homeless people at all, because 40% of homeless in this country are black men. And when a black man is homeless, clearly it's his fault. But if a homeless person gets killed by the police, we all of a sudden forget how much we hate homeless people, and then we transfer our hate to the police. You shouldn't have killed him. Yeah, he also shouldn't have been homeless, because then once the homeless person that nobody cares about, can we admit that? Nobody cares. Nobody goes to see about him. No family members care about him. But then when they get killed by the police, now here comes, then you find out they have a huge family that loved and cared about them, and they cherished them so much. Shut up. Please stop. You're making us look bad with that nonsense. I ain't never seen a homeless Asian person in my entire life. And I refuse to believe that all Asian people have money, can afford houses. They take their people in, y'all. You know what else you don't see homeless? I ain't seen not nan homeless Mexican. I ain't never seen no homeless. Excuse me, please, can I have some pesos? Please, I'm so hungry. Please. They'll start a business right there on the side of the road. They ain't going to be homeless. Xavier, you look like you want to say something.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I've definitely seen a homeless Asian person. You don't remember that lady that got murdered a couple years ago?
That one homeless lady, Asian lady, they're the third largest minority group in Milwaukee. And if you saw one, I'd have to say that's a pretty good ratio.
Oh, yeah, no, there's only been one.
Yeah. Everybody always has to bring up the exception. No, Sherwin, back in 1971, I saw a homeless lady.
Oh, no, I was just letting you know I've seen one.
Very few.
I haven't seen a homeless Mexican.
I know the hell you have. Mexican man. They said, what are you doing? They said, I can't afford to live in my house no more.
And I've been in California.
Come on, they said, come and live with us. We got room. You do? How many bedrooms do you have in your house? 2. How many people do you have living there? 19, ese. Okay, you got room for me. Was that racist?
No.
Okay. Because I had a Mexican person. What did I say? I didn't think it was anti-Mexican.
No, nothing you say is racist.
No, I said something one day that even when I said it, I was like, that's right up against the line. But here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to allow all sorts of racist things and stereotypical things to be said about black people and have it be funny. I'm going to talk about all y'all. Everybody can get it. White folks can get it. White folks can get it a lot, actually. Mexicans can get it. Pakistanis can get it. Native Americans can get it. The Asians can get it. Everybody can get a little piece. Ain't nobody above criticism. It's good for you. Makes you tough. Thickens your skin. So I said something. What the hell did I say? And a Mexican person sent me an inbox on Facebook, and they use very pointed language. Sherwin, that was not funny. I am proud of my Mexican heritage. I appreciate that you reached out to me, person, that you're proud of your Mexican heritage. So whatever I say, because I'm mostly an idiot, when I say stuff, don't get offended by what I say. What? I'm trying to... Damn it. I almost want to go and look up the... Because I know who sent it.
You say a derogatory term or?
What the hell did I say about Mexico?
Something about water?
I don't know. I didn't think it was... Well, I knew. I was like, I was like, if I have a 0.5% of my listenership is Mexican, then that's okay if I make them mad. Because it's not like I'm losing a gigantic demographic chunk. But I'm not doing it maliciously. This is what I said. I was talking about different kinds of Hispanics who, let me be real clear, can be more racist than white people. That's why I don't give them no sympathy. If you want to come to the United States knowing what you're up against, because black people have been trying to warn the world of how bad this country is, but for some reason, they don't believe us. So then they bring their asses here and they get deported and they get thrown in detention centers. And black folks, we've been trying to tell you, this place ain't as sweet as you may think. You might want to stay in your own country and reform your own democracy before you come over here. So I can't have no sympathy for somebody who willingly comes to a nation that built its economic and social foundation on the separation and racism and white supremacy. If you come here, okay, hard head, make a soft ass now. That's not my problem. But I was talking about the diaspora of La Raza, the different Latinos and Hispanics, and a bunch of them hate black people, which is crazy because some of them look just like us. And they will say, I'm not black. I ain't Dominican. You're black. No. I'm not black. I'm from Cuba. All right, N-word.
And that's the truth.
And I said that some of them are, the Hispanics are just fancy Mexicans. That's what I said. And he got really, really mad. Like, Sherwin, I can't.
Oh, yeah, I remember that day. That was not bad at all.
Just like, but we also have the, like, Afro-Caribbeans. Don't get mad at me, Nitty. But they're just like a little fancier. They just have they have an accent. You know what I mean? They're just fancy blacks. We're all black. But if you're from the Caribbean,
fancy black?
Yeah, because their culture's a little different. I like Caribbean black culture. It's fun. It's a whole mixture of many things because you got the indigenous people and the Tainos and the Europeans and the Spanish. Like, Caribbean culture is actually really, really dope. It's more of like a combination of cultures. It's an incredible melting pot where African Americans that came to this country in the original slave trade, we kind of have a monoculture because we all arrived under the same circumstances. The Caribbean blacks a little bit different because the influences of all the different cultures in the Caribbean and the native people kind of came together. I mean, look at the food. Oh, Caribbean food is so good. I love me some good jerk. I love a jerk chicken. I can't eat no goat, though. I can't. And everybody that's had curry goat, they swear by it. Goats are disgusting. I mean, I know pork is disgusting too, and pigs are disgusting. But let me tell you something. Bacon will set a hamburger off. It takes it to the next level. Because when I look at bacon, I think of thin, crispy, salty, smoky, flavorful, delicious, and accoutrement to many different dishes. I don't associate bacon with a pig, even though I should. Never watch a slaughterhouse video. If you want to continue eating meat guilt-free, don't do it. Don't do it.
Turkey bacon for me.
It doesn't crisp enough. It's not the same.
I don't like to eat pigs because they're smart.
And turkeys are little filthy bastards too.
Oh yeah, I see them all around the city.
So are chickens. Chickens are a little the way they've raised our chickens. But I'm gonna tell you what. You can't go wrong with a rotisserie chicken.
No, you can't.
I just sit down at the table with a whole rotisserie and just nom 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 nom.
You like to eat it with some bread?
I don't even. Sometimes no sides. I just go and eat the chicken. Just go in.
Oh, okay.
I just raw dog the chicken.
You can do that.
Yes, you can. That's right. Talking about these invasions, the Milwaukee Police Department confirmed on August 5th, 2026, so yesterday, that it is establishing a police substation inside the former Dukes on Water space at 158 East Juneau Avenue. This move is a direct response to years of escalating street chaos and a highly publicized double closure of Dukes, and the place next to it used to be called Scooter's Pub, but I think they changed the name of it. Highly publicized double closure that altered the face of Water Street's entertainment district. The police are now going to have a substation, and what for probably 30 years, because before it was Dukes, it was a place called Luke's. That was back in my day. That had been a bar or a nightclub going back to the late 1980s and early 1990s. It's going back to even before I was 21. And now they're putting a police substation on Water Street. And I want y'all to know what that's going to mean. That the fights are not going to stop, but that's going to dramatically increase police community contact. And some of these young people have zero respect for authority. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. If young people don't have respect for elders and for authority, they're going to treat the police just like they treat some of y'all, the way they treat their parents, their guardians, and their grandparents. And the police are going to blow these kids' brains out. I'm telling you right now, they're putting a substation on Water Street. The behaviors are not going to stop. In fact, a bunch of these kids, they think they know the law. You can't touch me, police. And they antagonize the police. That's the most insane thing I've ever seen. And some of these kids are going to get a couple shots of Act Right. You know what Act Right is? Because after you get it, you're going to act right. They're invading Water Street. The police are. So if you were concerned about police-community relations before, but what this is going to do is going to expose and overexpose the behavior of these young people that, quite honestly, you ain't got no business down on Water Street if you can't get into the bars because you ain't 21. Y'all going to just have to do something else. And no, we don't feel sorry for you because there's nothing else for you to do. Go climb a tree. Build a tree house.
Are there no more house parties?
That's a good question.
I remember used to go to house parties, go to, there's a lot of stuff you can do.
House parties, especially if they had a DJ,
exactly,
outpace. I would go to house parties even after I was 21. Depends on who, what, where, when, and why. But house parties used to crack.
Yeah, is that not a thing anymore? Or?
I don't know. You closer to their age than I am. Yeah, and then sometimes the DJ at the house party play a slow song. Somebody's getting humped. You're going to get it. Come here. And it's always hot. Everybody's sweating all over each other. It's all this just sweating and just. Remember back in the day when you danced and you would just sexually assault people on a dance floor? You would just go up behind a girl and just. And then she wouldn't even look back. She wouldn't even know who was behind her. Could have been her uncle. She didn't know. She didn't know who was. Oh, at school dances, like, we need to see daylight between you two. Yeah, right.
No.
It's a hump fest.
Yes.
Take a break, come back. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I walk on the shoulders of giants who have come before me.
I am grateful for those who changed yesterday.
But I live in today.
And I pledge I will help shape tomorrow.
Milwaukee College Prep Scholars honor Black History Month not just during February, but each and every day they walk through the door, preparing for a better life for themselves and the world around them. Enroll your scholar at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Each early detection, each shortened hospital stay, each quick recovery reminds us why we serve. From first breaths to complex surgeries to rehabilitation that gets you back to your family sooner, we stand ready, quietly preparing, focused, and guided by one promise: to be fully devoted to you. Ascension, Wisconsin. Advanced care devoted to you.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I went to the eye doctor yesterday. I'm getting new glasses. I know you didn't ask me, but I don't care. I got new contact lenses too. But I prefer glasses. Is this an old people thing? Because I like to, when I'm disappointed, I like to look over the top of my glasses at someone. Like I do this thing where you look over the top of your glasses to show disappointment. I can see better with glasses than I can with contacts. I think that's normal, though, because your glasses prescription is stronger. I like my glasses. I think it frames my face nicely. Oh, yeah, by the way, we're being invaded. It's going to be a police substation on Water Street, and maybe that cuts down on... That's better than the National Guard, because that was an option, too. They also said they're getting rid of the food trucks. I can understand where that idea came from. Well, if you get rid of the food trucks, then it's a disincentive to hang out on Water Street, because if you go down to Water Street and you can't get into any of the bars, at least you can hang out and eat. Like, I understand what the city was trying to do with that, but then the food truck operators, they made their revenue off of the crowds that were gathered. It's kind of like a parasitic relationship. Even though the people that would gather, that would cause a lot of chaos, a lot of mayhem. If they didn't fight so much, people wouldn't freak out. Because they fight. What are you fighting over? I'm trying to think the last time I got into a fight. I don't remember. Let me knock on wood, because I don't want to fight nobody, because I don't want to go to jail at all.
I think they should start a gladiator club.
Because they won't do anything that's organized. Once it becomes organized, then they're not going to participate in it.
If there's money in it.
Who in the hell is going to pay them to fight? If somebody's paying to fight, then let's fight to the death then. But then you can't do that because it's probably illegal.
Exactly. I mean, it's unfortunate, but black violence sells.
Violence in general.
Yeah, but you look at your algorithm and stuff like that, the fights of black people fighting go viral more than the fights of white people fighting. I don't know why, but that's what happens.
We oftentimes black people, we overconsume media and social media. In fact, if you want to advertise to black people, you are better off advertising via Meta, via Instagram, via X, and via Threads than you are advertising on television. Like, that's an absolute fact. But the reason why I sometimes watch, and I don't like to watch the fights because I don't want to be desensitized to violence, even though, whatever. I think we're all desensitized to it. Because the women wear clothes that doesn't even contain them. If you know that you might fight Latricia, Because Latricia be outside, and you're going to be outside, and you know that you got beef with Latricia because she, something, your baby daddy. Wear fight-appropriate clothing. But they always have breasts popping out. And sometimes, like back in the day, if a woman was fighting and her breasts popped out, like they would stop. Oops, let me put them back in. They'll leave the breasts out until the fight is over.
Free the nipple.
That's nasty to me. It's not, I don't want to see nudity in that context because that's just gross. Like, I want ladies to be feminine, but I know that I probably shouldn't say that, wanting women to be women, because women, you guys are bad men. When you try to act manly and masculine and think that you're tough and independent, you're cosplaying. It's really terrible. Because let it be, okay, I'm an independent woman, and I'm not saying nothing against the independent women, because sometimes y'all gotta be, because, you gotta be tough or whatever. But then if it's a damn spider on you all, now all of a sudden you're a 7th grade girl. Come on now, be independent all the time. Help me understand something. Because I like understanding. I think it makes me a better person. What is it with women not wanting to pump gas? Like, what is it about the act of fueling your automobile that you don't want to do? Are you afraid of it? What's the problem? I never understood that. If I'm with a woman and she's driving, because why not? Sometimes women drive. Sherwin, I'll come pick you up. All right, cool. I'll be ready. And I'm ready. When somebody says be ready at 7 o'clock, I'm actually ready at 6:55 and I'm waiting. Don't make me wait if I'm driving. I will leave you. I'll leave you. Making me. I'm almost ready. And here's the crazy part. Let's say I set up a date with a lady. Right? Right now it's Thursday, August 6th. And we're going out on Saturday. So that would be August 8th. And we get the date all lined up and we finalize our plans this evening. We're going out on Saturday. We're going to go get something to eat. I don't know, we might step out somewhere else. Go in a restaurant, might go out downtown somewhere. Okay? Going out on Saturday. It's Thursday. We solidify the plans on Thursday. We're going out on Saturday. Technically, you have 2 whole days to be ready by 7 o'clock on Saturday. If you have to start a day ahead of time to make sure you're ready, it's disrespectful. It's not appreciating the resource of somebody else's time. Like, don't make people wait. When you agree on the time, agree on the time. Or if you know that you're going to be late, and that you're going to say, okay, can you come get me at 7:15? Because if 7 o'clock just doesn't work for whatever reason, like, how are you a grown person? This goes for men and women, and you can't prioritize your time, because what you're telling me is your life is screwed up in a whole bunch of other regards. If you are not prioritizing time, because technically if you're on time, you're late, because you got to be ready for obstacles. You got to be ready for traffic. Unintended things may happen. You got to be specific with your time, because it's the only resource you don't get back. And time is great. Time is a great teacher, right? Experience and life lived is a great teacher. Here's the thing about time. She always ends up killing her students, because you're going to run out of it. Don't waste my time. I look at the little small things, because if she is not respectful of her time, not respectful of my time, we ain't going to be a fit. We can get the poison out. You know what I mean? But other than that, no. Don't play with my time. I'll be out in a minute. And, okay, fine. If you're not ready, invite me in. Because if I'm sitting in the car waiting for you, I'm too tempted to drive off. Oh, and I have.
How many times?
More times than I can count. Because here's what's crazy. I'm not ready yet. I'll be down and and they're texting me. Can't even call me. I'll be out in a couple minutes. And I say, okay, I'll set a time. You got 6 minutes. Right? We're coming up to 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I got the vehicle and drive. Okay? I drive away. Wherever my destination is, I might go out on a solo mission. I might go meet up with some friends. I might go to one of my friends' bars and restaurants. I always got somewhere I can go. Because when I'm outside, I'm outside. Okay? I'm dressed. I'm clean. I'm looking good. I shaved, I trimmed up the beard, and I got my good cologne on. I'm not wasting that. I'm finna hit the streets. And so I'll drive away, right? And they say, okay, I'll be down in however many minutes, okay? I'm already at my next destination like 10 or 15 minutes later. That's when they text, oh my God, where are you? You know how offensive that is? Like, I've been gone. I'm already at the next place. Well, are you going to come back? Nope. You got to set that boundary, because if people think they can play with you, they will. That's offensive, and I can't be the only one. Don't play with my time. We're adults. I can see if you're young and immature, don't account for certain things, and, time gets away from you, blah, 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 blah. But, and then here's what people do. Oh, it's my ADHD. Then you need to get some help. No, I'm late because I got ADHD. Stop using that as an excuse. The world is not going to cater to you because you got ADHD. Now I'm starting to sound like an old man. Now I'm just ranting. But there's no excuse for that stuff. We are adults here. Respect somebody's time, or say, hey, you know what? Here's what I do. If I'm running late, because sometimes it happens, I'm going to let the person know I'm running 10 minutes behind. If you tell me that before I leave the house, hey, Sherwin, I know we said we're going to meet up at 7. Can we make it 7:30? Absolutely. Because now I can leave the house later. But then also, if you tell me 7:30 and we were supposed to hang out at 7, you better be outside. You better be waiting outside with bells on, playing with me. Why do women not want to pump gas? Like, what is it? Is it Xavier? Do you know why they don't like pumping gas?
See, I don't know any women that don't like to pump gas. I mean, I never had a woman. I mean, sometimes they'd be like, oh, yeah, can you get it for me? But most women that I deal with, they pump their own gas. So this must be a unique Sherwin thing.
I think it's generational, because there's some women that if there's a man in the car, he should get out and pump the gas. So does that mean I got to pay for it too? I'm not.
Depending. Maybe she goes in and pays for the gas. Now pump it,
What would she do if I wasn't there? Just let a stranger pump her gas?
Yeah. I think you're dealing with some interesting kind of people.
They're awful.
How old are these women?
50.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
40, 30.
They think chivalry still exists.
The youngest person that I have been recently involved with, she's 40 or 41. I mean, I've known her for a few years, but she's probably she's middle-aged.
And she doesn't pump her gas?
She also can't keep a job.
How does
Ooh, that's foul. If you can't keep a job and you're 40.
How does she pay for her rent then?
She just changes jobs. Like, she'll get real good jobs, but then just like something happens where she don't last. I've known her since 19. Oh, she's worked 20 different places. And decent jobs, too, to pay decent money. But the job she's leaving now, I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, she works at a prestigious place. She works at a restaurant that's going to get a James Beard Award, but she's going to quit. The James Beard Awards are coming out in 2027 because, they were here in Milwaukee earlier in the spring. And there's several restaurants that I know for an absolute, not James Beard, Michelin rated. Big deal if you're Michelin rated. Like, that's more tourist, like, dollars that'll come to your city, because Michelin started the Michelin rating of restaurants all over the country to get people to road trip to go out to special restaurants. So then when people road trip, you use your vehicle and you wear your tires down faster. That's where the Michelin rating came from of these restaurants. And we're going to have several here in Milwaukee. She works at it's one of the top, when you list top restaurants in Milwaukee, easily in the top 5. I don't care who you are. She works in one of those. In a high-level position. She just told me, I hope she ain't listening. Xavier, I'm over on time, aren't I? Way over.
We can go to break.
All right. We're being invaded, everybody. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is an urgent message about voting in Wisconsin. The primary election is August 11th. This is your chance to help decide Wisconsin's future. Early voting is happening right now, and Election Day is next Tuesday, August 11th. Go to myvote.wi.gov to find your polling place. And remember, you can register to vote right up through Election Day. Make your voice heard. Go vote. Paid for by Wisconsin Future Rising.
Milwaukee, mark your calendars. Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Interested in volunteering? Visit truthfamilyfest.com or by emailing Sierra, CIERRA.brown@milwaukeeblackmedia.com. Special thanks to Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, City of Milwaukee, Department of Community Wellness and Safety, and Ascension for helping make this event possible.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
JD the Poet says, you always telling the damn business. Keep some sugar honey iced tea secret. I ain't. Nope. The way they be talking about us, the way they be gossiping about us, ain't nothing sacred. Thank you. See, here's the thing. People think it's sweet. They talk about me, right? And I find out about it. Here's the problem that I have with gossipers, right? If somebody's talking mess about me, this is a lesson for people to learn. First of all, why do they feel comfortable telling you gossipy stuff about me? That's strike number one. So I already don't like you because this person feels comfortable running their yap about me. But I'm always in somebody's mouth, literally. So you got a person that's yapping about me, right? So they feel comfortable telling this person whatever about me. Most of the time, it ain't even true. If you're going to talk about me, cool, but at least let it be true. But then the person who is receiving the gossip, they think it's sweet to tell me. I'm like, hold on, if you ain't defending me, what is you telling me for? Guess what? Both of y'all going to get it. Don't do that. If you're going to tell me that somebody's talking mess about me and you weren't there defending me, I'm going to put you on blast because y'all got to chill with that. Because when I tell the business, a whole bunch of people hear it. It's not a fair playing field. That's why just leave me alone. Everybody be okay. Everybody's fine. Everybody just relax. But if somebody talking mess about me to you, I already don't trust you. And if you're going to sit there and say, yeah, Sherwin, ooh, they said this and they said that. They said, okay. What time is it? I get on air at 9 o'clock tomorrow? You finna get a little taste. Sherwin, why you say that about me? See there? You can dish it out, but you can't take it. So don't just leave Sherwin alone. Sherwin is a good dude most of the time. I just want to get the poison out. I want to relax. I want to inform the people. I want y'all to vote. I want y'all to live good lives. I want you to be nice to each other. I want you to get a little exercise if you can. And sometimes the exercise is just don't always park in the closest parking spot. Park a little further away. Get you a little walk in. I want you to enjoy the summertime. I want you to go and check out some new restaurants. I want you to have a good time. I want you to get good rest. I want you to get some good sleep. That's all I want for people. But everybody over here, Sherwin, I don't like your opinions. You know what it is? I have found this with women. And I've taken you guys through my full dating history because I don't care. It's mostly entertainment for me, so you might as well be entertained by it too. Women don't like the fact that they can't control what I say here. Because in an argument or in a conversation with them, they can shut the argument down by saying, oh, I don't like your tone. I don't like the way you're talking. They can immediately get defensive and not deal with the problem that's at hand. They make it about us. Well, you did this to me 4 years ago, and you said this 3 years ago. They don't want to deal with the role they may have played in causing an issue, and so they deflect and they divert. But then when I get on air, they don't like the fact that they can't control how I respond. So if I can't respond to you directly, I'm gonna get my words out now. You know what I mean? And that's something y'all gonna have to stop doing. Now, it's not all women. Some women, I had a woman apologize to me not too long ago, and I actually got turned on. It's so rare that they apologize, even when they know they are wrong. Or if they'll do something wrong and be like, well, you made me do that. You made me. What? You're 51 years old, Grandma. How did somebody make you do something? Somebody apologized. Like, I'm Sherwin. I'm sorry. I was like, oh, I know you are. Tell me how sorry you are. I'm speaking like an establishment Dem right now.
Well, I thought that's what you already are.
I am. I'm so established.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
There's not, because what's the opposite of it? Thank you.
What's the opposite of it?
Exactly.
I can tell you.
Fragmented, discombobulated, unnecessarily rambunctious and rebellious, lost, tumbling through space. Established is clear set of rules, clear set of guidelines, clear set of boundaries that we follow. Unless you're going to start a revolution, which they're not going to do. And they're invading us too. Y'all invading our politics, but
we're steamrolling.
No, y'all are in the preseason because y'all are doing well in primaries. Also come to find out some data about the U.S. Senate primary in Michigan. Black people dramatically underperformed for El Sayed. He ran up the score in Ann Arbor in college towns. That don't bode well. So Democratic Socialists like, yay, we're winning all these primaries. That's like asking the children what we should have for dinner. They're going to say dino nuggets. When the adults are entering in the conversation of what we should have for dinner, it's going to be a totally different conversation. It's like thinking because a team went 5-0 during the preseason that they're going to win the Super Bowl. Primary voters are ideologues. They are activists. They are party faithful. They do not represent general election voters. General election voters have not weighed in yet. And when they do, the story will be different. Preseason is not an indicator of you. And maybe the preseason, like preseason football, like, oh, they went 3-0. I've seen the Packers go undefeated in preseason and end the season with a losing record. So everybody just exercise patience. And I say this because do you know how many times we have been here where you have a political upstart that sweeps through a primary? If you can win an election when only 25% of the people are voting, can you still perform that well when the other 75% weigh in? That's the question. And most of the time they can't. Because I can say different things to primary voters than I can say to general election voters. Primary voters will believe anything that comes from the person who they fancy. Francesca Hahn can say she wants to defund the police. Yay! Francesca Hahn can say she wants to get rid of Thanksgiving. I didn't even think that comment was that bad because Thanksgiving is, who cares if she wants to get rid of Thanksgiving? I'm still going to eat with my family on the fourth Thursday in November. I'm still going to go out and be in the streets that Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, see all my friends and family that's in from out of town. Anybody can want to cancel any holiday. Muslims wanted to cancel Christmas. When y'all came back from the Million Man March, I got into it with the Nation of Islam. They even sent somebody to threaten me.
Oh, really?
Oh, to the radio station I worked at. Dude was waiting on me in the lobby. So they came back from the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, and, you know, they were all hyped up, whatever. And then Farrakhan's message was, because he's a Muslim, the majority of the people that listen to me and have always listened to me are Christian. But they came, a bunch of black people from Milwaukee went out to the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March in 2015. And they started calling my radio show telling black people that we shouldn't celebrate Christmas. It's a pagan holiday. And the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said this. I'm like, hold on, man. I don't care what dude said. He doesn't celebrate Christmas because he's not a Christian. I said, for me and the people that listen to me, like Christmas time is the only time when black families can get together and they can be joyous and they can exchange gifts and the children and the babies get to open up presents. Stop trying to take that little bit of joy away from our community because Farrakhan got all up in your dome. Ooh, they got mad at me. They literally wanted me to promote the cancellation of Christmas. I was like, y'all are some whole fools. And so back in the day, I don't know if you guys remember this, WNLV used to play every Sunday afternoon. Homer will remember this. We used to play Louis Farrakhan's sermons on WNLV every single Sunday for years. That was our programming on Sunday afternoons. Farrakhan would give these 3-hour sermons, and we would play it on WNOV. After the Nation of Islam here was disrespectful to me and they threatened me, we stopped playing Farrakhan's sermons on WNOV permanently. I don't know if he still does them, but we ended them. And so there was a meeting, and I got to say, I'm messed up on time all day. There was a meeting where Gerald Jones, when he was still alive, he called some of the people from the Nation of Islam here locally to meet at his house, and I was going to be there too because we were going to try to iron out the beef, right? Because I'm not going to tell my listeners to not celebrate Christmas because a bunch of black folks got Farrakhan'd. They didn't show up to the meeting, and Mr. Jones was like, y'all know Mr. Jones, well, we going to cancel the damn sermon then. We ain't going to play no more Farrakhan on WNOV, and they canceled it. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Yi Leng Zhang was born in Warsaw, the son of refugees who fled communism in search of freedom. His parents taught him that freedom comes with responsibility. And for Yi, that means being accountable to every person he serves. School board treasurer, county supervisor, village trustee, a nonprofit leader. Yi Leng Zhang has managed multi-million-dollar taxpayer budgets at every level. And now he's ready to be a watchdog for Wisconsin. That's why Yi is endorsed by Senator Tammy Baldwin. Baldwin says Yi brings, quote, real budget experience from the school board, the county board, and the nonprofit world. She says he'll, quote, protect our school trust funds, return unclaimed money to families who earned it, and bring accountability to an office that demands it. Yi Leng Zhang for State Treasurer, a watchdog for your money.
Paid for by Yi for Wisconsin.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Somebody said, like, I'll read the comment, but I don't always remember to attribute the comment to a person. These are not y'all's real names anyway on YouTube. Somebody said, I'm a Christian and Christmas is a pagan holiday. And nobody celebrates the birth of Jesus. Christmas is when you go shopping for stuff and buy things for people that you don't really like, but you feel obligated to buy stuff. Christmas time is you have Christmas parties and you eat food, you drink eggnogs, and it's a joyous time. Just like the 4th of July. Black people should never celebrate the 4th of July, but I'm not going to tell black people to cancel it because I love the barbecue. I love to be in the backyard. Had the time of my life over 4th of July. I went down to Memphis, had a ball down there. Loved it. Don't care about the original intent of a holiday is one thing. What it means for your family, what it means culturally in the modern era, like that's what the holiday is about. You get a little time off of work, you spend it how you like. So what you're saying is, for those of you that don't like these holidays, Christmas is a pagan holiday, then take your ass to work then. No, I didn't say all that, Sherwin. Well then, what are you talking about? I don't like Christmas. Then don't celebrate it then. I'm actually ready for Christmas. This summer it was too hot, and I've had enough. Fall is my favorite season. I wish I could live in a place where fall was 6 months. I like the changing of the leaves, and sometimes, you can tell when fall is in the air. Even this morning when I walked outside, it's a dry crispness to the air. It's like a good white Zinfandel wine. It's chilly and it's chilled and it's crisp and a little dry. I like that. Now fall is sexy.
Sounds like Oregon.
Oregon is one of them.
Yeah.
It rained too much though because they're on the Pacific coast. A little too much rain. I heard it's beautiful. Oregon beautiful. So is Washington. Racist out there though. Very, very racist. If I'm not mistaken.
It was illegal for black people to live in Oregon for
yeah.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yes.
There was this happened since I've been on the air, but that has been umpteen years. There was an old map that was printed on an 8th grade history textbook. Some of y'all will Google this. And they printed this map. And they made it the cover of an 8th grade geography book, I think. It was used in a public school somewhere in California. And there was a freed slave who bought some land. It was in California. Maybe Northern California, maybe near Sacramento or San Francisco. And the black man's name, I think it was James or something. He just bought a bunch of land. And so he technically owned the majority of the land in whatever area of California this was. And they named the town Nigger Jim. I'm not kidding you. And then when they printed the map, because it was an old-time map, city names changed. And, of course, highways went in. But they printed this map and made it a textbook for these 8th grade students. It showed the town called Nigger Jim. And I just thought it was the funniest thing. A lot of y'all didn't think it was funny. I was like, this is ridiculous. You pick weird things to get mad at. Now I feel like I need to Google it. One of y'all Google it. There was a Google textbook racial slur town name or old California map with racial slur. And then they recalled all the textbooks, and I don't even know if they reprinted them. They just scribbled out nigger. So it was Jim Township, but everybody knew that it was Nigger Jim's. And I'm like, yeah, that's offensive, whatever, but at least he owned land, right? I'm not really talking about anything substantial today. I'm just sick of this election. That's what it is. I burnt myself out talking about Francesca Hong, but don't worry. Coming up in hour 3, we're going to.
You're burning yourself out there, huh?
It happens.
Are you really going to be burnt out after Tuesday, huh?
And after Tuesday, I'll be refreshed because we can talk about the results is a whole nother conversation. So the ride between now and the primary is always rough. The ride is much easier and a better cruising altitude from August 11th to November because then the real voters stand up, not these Fran stands. She's trying to turn Wisconsin into Wisfranistan.
You're just making up stuff.
I know. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 3.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Looking for fun, adventure, and family-friendly activities this summer? Discover Milwaukee's Urban Ecology Center with locations in Riverside Park, Washington Park, and Menominee Valley. Explore hiking trails, family programs, outdoor adventures, community events, and opportunities to connect with nature right in your neighborhood. Whether you're looking for a weekend adventure or a summer-long experience, Urban Ecology Center has something for everyone. Learn more and register today at urbanecologycenter.org. Nature is closer than you think.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. This week, buy Kellogg cereal for $3.99. Bone and Southern style pork ribs for $1.99. Smart Ones entrees 5 for $10. Apple pie for $5.99. Southern peaches for $1.99. And Tyson chicken nuggets for $5.99. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 3 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Titled this program, The Incoming Invasion. You know, earlier in the week, I talked about the destinations that Wisconsinites prefer to move to. If you've had enough of Wisconsin, maybe you don't like the weather, maybe you don't like the public schools, maybe you don't like the high tax environment, which is only going to get higher. The increased sales taxes in Milwaukee County, the city of Milwaukee, the increased property taxes, or the referenda that seem to come out every couple of years consistently. So I gave a list of states and cities that Wisconsinites move to. As you would imagine, it is Florida, it's Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas, because those are much more favorable tax environments. And a lot of those states, not only do they have warmer weather, but they don't tax retirement income, so your retirement money will go a little bit further. I never accounted for the people that are moving here, because I always see Wisconsin as an exit. People are leaving Wisconsin in favor of other places. Come to find out that folks from Chicago are now choosing Milwaukee specifically as their destination. If they're fed up with Illinois and fed up with Chicagoland, they are coming here. And then, of course, I went back in history and talked about another time where we had a great invasion or a migration from people from Chicago, and they brought a whole different kind of big city criminal element, because Milwaukee used to be a sleepy little working town. Mind our own business. That was back, we didn't even have no tall buildings here. Before 1972, we didn't even have, that used to be the first Wisconsin building. Now it's the, what's the one? It's the white, it looks like Milwaukee's penis. When you're coming across the Home Bridge, it's the only tall building that we have. The Northwestern Mutual Tower is shorter, because the Northwestern Mutual Tower was supposed to be our tallest building, but they changed the architecture. Is it the U.S. Bank building? I think that's what it is. So Milwaukee never even really had any tall buildings. A little sleepy little town. We minded our own business. We didn't really make national news for much. But then the Chicago folks came, the people from Gary, Indiana came, and the people from Detroit came to take advantage of our unreformed welfare system here. And they brought a whole nother criminal element. So we've been invaded. Also talked about the police substation that is now going in on Water Street. in the former location of the Duke's Sports Bar at 158 East Juneau. Not going to be a bar anymore. It is not going to be a police substation, because that just makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? To staff that substation with police 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to hopefully mitigate some of the violence and some of the disorderly conduct that we have seen uptick on Water Street this summer in particular, because the council, they tried a couple of things. They tried to get rid of the food trucks. That didn't work out so good, because the food truck said, hey, you're taking away our income with this policy, and a judge put a stay on that council order. And so now they're putting a police substation. So now that entertainment district is going to be invaded by local law enforcement. And it's also sad because where there used to be a bar, there is now going to be essentially a supplemental police station, and that's a government building. That's a government entity. It's not going to be paying any property taxes. So we are losing revenue by putting a police substation there on Water Street. But whatever the loss of revenue is going to be, alcohol sales, alcohol sales are taxed. So that's revenue that Milwaukee is going to lose, because it's not going to be a police substation. That's not to say the cops aren't going to drink. Biggest professional alcoholics you might ever see. Bankers and people in the finance industry, absolutely cocaine is their drug of choice. Absolutely. Cops, miserable alcoholics. Probably a third of Milwaukee police officers. Just cops in general are alcoholics. But here's what's crazy. Firefighters can outdrink cops, and firefighters can... A firefighter, I've seen a firefighter drink an entire bottle of Jack Daniels and then just drive 90 miles home. I was like, sir, how are you? It's like, oh, no, I'm fine. Well, what happened to that bottle of Jack Daniels? Oh, that one right there, the empty one? Yeah, that one right there. Oh, I drank it. How are you still standing up? What do you mean? No, I'm going to drive home in a little while. I got to get home. Got to get home for dinner. Shout out to firefighters. They run into the danger. You guys know that burning buildings are hot and they just collapse randomly. You guys ever really thought about this? Have you ever seen a fire up close, like a house fire? I've seen a few. There was a house that was burning down on 60th and Silver Spring. So on 60th Street, maybe 2 blocks north of Silver Spring on the east side of the street. Okay, I'm driving on 60th Street. And the house was set back a little bit off of the street, off of the sidewalk. It was kind of set. It might have even been a cottage house. Cottage houses are those little houses that are behind larger properties. I felt the heat from that fire in my car with the windows rolled up. I never experienced anything like that. I'm like, firefighters run into that? They're very heroic. Shout out to the firefighters. I look up to them. I couldn't be one because Sherwin, you got to go upstairs. There's 3 people up there in the bedroom. You got to rescue them. I'm like, can we just text them and tell them, no, you got to go in there and carry them over your shoulder. Go get them. I don't think I can do that. So those are heroes. They are. Not to say the police aren't, but, we have our issues with the police. Nobody's over here talking about reforming the firefighters. However, let me also give this caveat. Not all of them are perfect. Firefighters are racist as hell, too, especially in Milwaukee. The Black Firefighters Union will tell you all about that. I'm very heroic men. All right, what else we got going on here? Yes. So can we be objective for a moment? Because I don't want to exploit propaganda. I know that some folks may have their fears about the democratic socialism. Can I just give you guys just objective information? And once I provide it, because I want people to be informed, because it may not be the big boogeyman that you think it is. But to some of you, the establishment Democratic Party is the boogeyman. To some of you, the Republican Party, even pre-MAGA, was the boogeyman. I think it is appropriate for me to do something productive with my airtime today, because boy, oh boy, have we been all over the place, to give you guys some objective information about a specific political and economic modality that is being promoted very vigorously, and I would argue in some cases very effectively, to a cohort of American voters who are decidedly more progressive. Let's figure out what the fascination is. So we're going to talk about it in an objective fashion, but I'm also going to give you some very relatable analogies, because getting hyped up when a political party, and in some cycles, it's the Republicans. I remember 2010 when the Tea Party seemingly came out of nowhere and they formed this new, more further right version of the Republican Party as a response, an extreme response to Barack Obama. Oh, the YouTube poll. I never referenced the YouTube poll. I don't do so enough. So the question we asked, do you currently have health insurance? And I asked this question because the candidates that are running, particularly the two that are doing the worst, Joel Brennan has a health care plan. Fran probably has one too. I don't know if David Crowley has one, but Kelda also has one as well. In fact, the only television commercial, broadcast TV commercial that I've seen from the Kelda Roy's campaign is her talking about health care and wanting to make it more affordable, something like a Badger Care for All, which is our state-run insurance exchange here in Wisconsin. And her commercial is memorable, but in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it's not very effective, because it shows she's standing in the street saying, oh, these Republicans want to take away our health care. It's almost like they're trying to kill us. And then in that moment, it shows an ambulance almost hit her, and then she quickly, it's all animated, where she quickly is brushed off of the screen. It's stupid. And I'm wondering, like, who doesn't have health insurance? Now, I know that there are some people that don't. Absolutely. But there's ways to get it, obviously. There's COBRA, which I know is expensive. There's also the healthcare.gov, the exchange, more affectionately and derogatorily known as Obamacare. I had a discussion about Obamacare maybe yesterday or the day before, and one lady said, oh, Obamacare is more expensive than COBRA. You weren't doing Obamacare right then. So it depends on a bunch of things. Obviously, your income, and it depends on what kind of health insurance that you want, because you can be a high earner and get health insurance that's $40 a month if you just want to be covered for like emergency room, that kind of stuff. Or if you have a prescription drug regimen, or if you want your insulin covered or other types of medicines, like you can pick your health insurance based on a bunch of different factors. What medicines are covered, what doctor you want to have, what specialist you want to be able to go see. Now, it takes some time, and you got to do a fair amount of research, but you can find health insurance that can fit into most, not all, budgets. But I'm wondering, because two of the candidates are really emphasizing having a health care plan, it made me wonder, are a lot of Wisconsinites uninsured? And so the YouTube poll question that I asked, I know this is not at all representative of average everyday Wisconsinites, because those of you that listen to this program, well, you are special people. You're very lovely. I have met many of you. You're all very attractive people. I can always tell who is a listener of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. You're very well built. You're very sturdy people. And the ladies that listen to this program have great hips. No, they do. They're shapely women. I've got pictures. No, they're very attractive. Xavier, we haven't done a Truth with Sherwin Hughes public event since you started producing. You'd be surprised at some of the lookers that come out. They come dressed to impress too.
Well, they'll be at Truth Family Fest, right? Yeah, they'll get to come and hang out with Sherwin.
Hang on. Wait, hang on now. Wait.
Give him a lap dance?
I got attacked at Truth Family Fest one year. I didn't like it.
Well,
I don't like being sexually assaulted. Some people think like, oh, men, they don't care. Yeah, we do. If you're going to sexually assault a man, he needs to at least find you attractive. Because if you get sexually assaulted by a booger wolf, it's rape. Right? It is.
Is it?
Hell yeah, it is. Sherwin, come here. Help.
I guess I've been raped then.
And here's the thing about booger wolves. They're really fast. Like, they're sprinters.
And sneaky.
They got to learn how to be fast because everybody runs away from them. I brought my Jordans. I brought my tennis shoes. I knew you were going to try to run. Come here.
They'll take advantage of you when you're drunk, too.
You speaking from experience.
I don't know.
You know in cartoons when somebody starts running real fast and their legs look like a big cloud of dust?
Yes.
That's the booger wolf chasing you.
Yeah.
So y'all need to leave me alone at Truth Family Fest. Just say hello. I love when people say hello, but keep it moving. Don't
give him a big hug.
Don't be trying to throw that nappy dugout at me. They be trying to
Nappy duck. What are you talking about?
Nappy dugout.
Dugout.
What do you mean? That's a song that Ice Cube had back in the 90s. That's way before your time. The snappy nappy dugout.
What is that?
What do you think it is? All right, enough about that. So do you currently have health insurance? Well, good. 86% of the people that are participating in this YouTube poll do have health insurance. So it makes me wonder why 2 of the losing candidates are stressing healthcare. Healthcare in the state of Wisconsin, having Badger Care for All is exceptionally difficult to do. And I don't know if there's a lot of political expedience behind it because I don't know if it was ever anything that was attempted by Tony Evers. And he had a fair amount of success. Like there's probably some things he could have done to write, and maybe he did expand Badger Care. I just know that I didn't hear very much about it. It was not top of mind during his 2 terms as governor. But it's got to be exceptionally difficult to do. And maybe the 2 candidates who were doing the worst in the polls, which would be Joel Brennan and Kelda Royce, maybe they're tapping into a constituency that might be larger than I ever expected, those who are uninsured or can't even afford insurance from the healthcare exchange. But it's good to know that 86% of the people do have health insurance and 14% of the people do not. And I suppose 14% could be a sizable number, but I don't know if that issue is taking enough precedent for it to be a winning issue for either of the 2 candidates who are stubbornly remaining in the race for governor. Take a break, come back. What is the economic plan if Democratic socialists are anti-capitalism? And I think that is a fair question to ask because, we're used to capitalism. We really are. Is it exploitative? Yes. Can it run completely out of control? Yes. But ladies and gentlemen, please understand that any political and or economic modality that exists can also go out of control. I would argue that the Republican Party has gone out of control. I would argue that the extremes in the Democratic Party can go out of control. Capitalism, absolutely, it has become very exploitative and it has gotten out of control. What makes you think that socialism would not? All it takes is just a gentle movement to the extremes year after year, gradually, election after election, and then you will arrive at something that you will no longer even recognize. So we're going to answer some of your questions on the other side. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkuprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables. Roll up your windows. Don't leave your car running unattended. Lock your doors and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome back. What is the economic plan of democratic socialists or anti-capitalists? There's no single blueprint, but organizations like Democratic Socialists of America generally envision a gradual transition away from an economy dominated by private ownership and profit maximization toward one with significantly greater public cooperative and worker ownership. Democratic Socialist proposals typically include expanding public ownership of sectors viewed as natural monopolies or essential services like healthcare, energy, railways, broadband internet, etc. Encouraging worker-owned cooperatives, stronger labor unions and sector-wide bargaining, greater regulation of private companies and corporations, higher taxes on wealth and high incomes, universal public benefits such as health care, tuition, free college, child care, and housing assistance, and then finally, government industrial policy directing investments into targeted industries. Well, where does the wealth come from in this model? Because they don't like the wealthy people. They want to tax the wealthy people out of existence, and the taxes they get from the wealthy people, they will distribute to everybody else. But you got to have something that generates the wealth. So if you're anti-capitalist, capitalism makes wealth. The problem is it makes a little too much. It also has got to create some poverty. And so this is a legitimate question to ask. Where's the wealth going to come from if you're anti-capitalist, knowing that capitalism generates the most wealth? Modern wealth is primarily created through entrepreneurship, innovation, private investment, capital accumulation, risk-taking, because starting a business is a risk, and productivity improvements. These activities occur within capitalist systems. Democratic socialists generally respond by saying markets can still exist, entrepreneurs can still earn profits. The government simply captures a larger share of those profits through taxation. You already lost me. Because one change in the economy might change the profitability of a business. You might have a tremendous year selling whatever it is that you sell at your business one year. Tariffs go up, there becomes a supply shortage, logistical issues, and now your profit margins have evaporated, but your tax rate will be the same. The government simply captures larger shares of these profits through taxation. Better education, healthcare, and infrastructure make workers more productive, which in turn creates more wealth. That's an absolute pipe dream lie. No, I said I was going to be objective, but it's nonsense, this stuff is. Let me keep going. The tension critics often identify. Critics argue that there is an inherent contradiction. If government continually increases taxes and regulation and labor costs and compliance costs, and over time, investments will fall, entrepreneurship will decline, wealthy individuals will move away, businesses will expand in other places, including overseas, innovation will slow, and the economy will weaken. How do democratic socialists answer this criticism? Oh, I love this part. They generally make 4 arguments. High taxes have existed before, and they point to Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Finland. These countries combine relatively high taxes, extensive welfare programs, and competitive private industries. Here is what they fail to communicate about those countries of Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Finland. And Bernie Sanders, in his runs for president, he often brought up, we can have societies like those aforementioned countries, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Finland, where they're still capitalists, they still have markets, but the tax rate is very, very high, and then they invest those high taxes back into public education and healthcare, et cetera. But there is something that is not discussed, whether it be democratic socialism in those European countries or the implementation of it here as one segment of the Democratic Party, the left flank, would have you believe. The historical discrimination in those countries is rampant. Because you have democratic socialism, you essentially leave racism and the disparities that it creates intact. Even, ladies and gentlemen, if you had a quote-unquote free healthcare system, where the healthcare facilities would be located would not favor black and brown people. It wouldn't. So the lack of healthcare access would still exist. If you could get to the doctor, it might be free, but they wouldn't be investing in opening more doctors and hospitals and clinics in black neighborhoods. We essentially would be fixed where we are at, maintaining and crystallizing the disparities. And the biggest issue that I have with democratic socialism, and this is where they tend to shout you down, what do you do about systemic and institutional racism? Well, we're going to give workers rights. You can give workers rights, but the white workers might still ostracize, disrespect, and threaten the black workers, and democratic socialism has no answer for that. I think that black people are much more concerned about the crystallized racism than we are about economic issues, because if you get rid of the racism and just level the playing field, we'll deal with the economy on our own. We're always going to be fantastic entrepreneurs, always going to be innovative, always going to be creative. It is what we do. It is the barriers of racism that democratic socialism has no answer for. Labor unions and strengthening labor unions and collective bargaining doesn't take away racism. It leaves it right where it is. And if you think there wouldn't be tiers and hierarchies within that democratic socialist system, then you are sadly mistaken. In Sweden, they are known for their historical racism and discrimination against the Sami people. These are the indigenous people that experienced centuries of discrimination in a democratic socialist country like Sweden. Forced assimilation policies, restrictions on their land use, suppression of their language and their culture, and state-sponsored racial biology research during the early 20th century. So I'm giving you examples of these European nations that are used as examples of what democratic socialism can be in America. But these nations that they cite have some of the most egregious racial injustices anywhere on the planet, even though they are democratic socialist countries. And this is why, even in the most recent U.S. Senate primary in Michigan, the African-American voters thoroughly rejected El Sayed. Since the 1980s, and especially after the 2015 refugee crisis, segregation has increased in urban areas throughout Sweden. Between 1934 and 1976, Sweden sterilized 63,000 people under laws justified by eugenics. So they're not free of racism, because that's what our concern is the blacks. They had ghetto policies. Oh, this is Denmark. Denmark enacted policies targeting neighborhoods with high concentrations of non-white immigrants in a democratic socialist country, so they segregate people too. The measures included mandatory preschool programs, stricter criminal penalties within designated areas of Denmark, and redevelopment that reduced public housing for those that needed it most. Norway. They call this Norwegianization. For over a century, Norway, a democratic socialist country, pursued policies designed to assimilate indigenous people that included discouraging or prohibiting their language, restricting their land ownership, promoting Norwegian cultural identity. Groups such as the Romani and Norwegian travelers also experienced forced assimilation, child removals, and overt discrimination. It goes on and on and on. If somebody argues the Nordic countries prove that democratic socialism eliminates social justice, a balanced response is that no society, even democratic socialist ones, have effectively eliminated racism, ethnic cleansing, ethnic conflict, or social inequality. Democratic socialism is not equipped to do that. It is a white system that will still favor white people. And that is of a zero-sum game for African Americans, especially black voters, because, racism is top of mind for us. Even countries with expansive welfare states continue to face racial and ethnic discrimination, integration challenges, residential segregation, educational disparities, political polarization over immigration. This suggests that economic institutions alone do not eliminate prejudice or social conflict. Racism and ethnic tensions have persisted under a wide range of economic systems, including democratic socialism. Take a break, come back. I got a chart somewhere. Where's my chart at? Where's my, oh yeah, right here. Nope, that's not my chart. Yeah, here it is. I was curious, because I'm a curious person. What states have the highest graduation rate for African-American students? And, of course, which states have the lowest? So we're going to talk about that next, and some of the answers may shock you. Some may not. We'll talk about the states that have the highest and the lowest high school graduation rates and what we can learn from the states that have the highest. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee, mark your calendars. Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School. It's free and fun for the entire family, featuring great music, community resources, family activities, and back-to-school support to help students get ready for a successful school year. Interested in volunteering? Visit truthfamilyfest.com or by emailing Sierra, CIERRA.Brown at MilwaukeeBlackMedia.com. Bring the whole family and experience one of Milwaukee's Milwaukee's favorite community celebrations. Truth Family Fest Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Special thanks to Educators Credit Union, American Family Insurance, Milwaukee Public Schools, Artists Working in Education, City of Milwaukee, Department of Community Wellness and Safety, and Ascension for helping make this event possible.
101.7 FM, The Truth.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee, your weekdays have a new rhythm. Start your mornings with conversations that matter.
Again, I'm the legendary Homer Blow, along with my girl,
Bailey Coleman. Truth in the morning with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman. Weekdays, 7 to 9 a.m. Then keep it locked with the voice of the community.
And the more you know and the more skills you have, the more training you have, the better off your community is.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, 9 a.m. to noon. Lunch is on us. Turning up your midday vibe.
It's your boy Ray Nitty and my co-host Maybe Shannon.
It's the lunch break with Ray Nitty and Maybe Shannon, noon to 2 p.m. And don't stop there. Keep the conversation going with The Grapevine with Manan Sabir.
That's right. I'm your host, Manan Sabir.
Bringing the stories and voices you need to hear, 2 to 4 p.m. Then we're closing out your day with energy. Lots of it.
It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct.
Tap in with Jazz Tyler every afternoon, 4 to 7 p.m. Your home for Milwaukee Conversations. The award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
If you are expecting black people, you know, the establishment ones, to consider a different kind of politics for the modern era, because you can very easily explain to black people how current incarnations and current systems don't work, and you can blame capitalism, you can blame a more corporate Democratic Party that sometimes does in fact act just like the Republican Party. You can tell us that, like, hey, this is why things are not getting better for you. But what people often fail to do, and this is what you can tell the cultural incompetency of people, because no matter what system that white people are involved in, even if they're talking about changing it for the better, it's still going to have racism built in. So if you want black people to consider a new modality, a new politics, or a new economy, if you don't tell us how it is going to eliminate racism, segregation, discrimination, and resource holding, then we're not going to participate in it. And oftentimes when you talk about these other countries that we hold up in high esteem because of their democratic socialist policies, these are white people countries where white people are taking money from white people and giving it to other white people. Whenever you introduce diversity or whenever you introduce indigenous people, they treat them the exact same way. Forced sterilizations, taking their land, taking their children away from them. It happens in those countries as well. And so if we are familiar with this capitalist system and we've gotten used to it and accustomed to it and have found a way to maneuver within it, we are more comfortable with that than trying an entirely new system, but then having to start over with trying to figure out how we're going to maneuver in a democratic socialist system. It's very, very simple. And also, I'm glad that you brought up what you brought up, Xavier. He's like, are you going to compare democratic socialism to Nazism? No. I think that is far too extreme, but it also is a real common answer when you talk to someone who leans democratic socialist, when a black person really presses them on what democratic socialism does to mitigate racism, it does nothing. So then they got to bring up something extraneous. But I've heard it all. There's nothing I haven't heard, because eventually what's going to happen is this. Black people will be blamed and scapegoated for not voting in whatever number to elect the preferred candidate of the white people. What white people won't do, and we're going to stop this starting with this election cycle because I'm just not going to tolerate it no more. People will blame black people for not voting in a particular way, okay? But they won't say anything to their own friends and their own family members and their own coworkers. I'm talking about people they share a house with, people they might share a bed with, people that they break bread with. They'll let them be Republicans all day long. They won't say nothing to them, but you got to blame black folks when we don't vote in a high number for a Democratic Socialist. You're insane. Don't put this on us. Nice try. White women vote for Republicans. Talk to them. Well, they don't want to do that. They might offend the white women, but you will call black people every name in the book and blame us for everything. Well, you know, black men voted for Donald Trump. White women, is 191 million of them. You ain't say nothing about them. They didn't vote for Kamala. And it's sad because white women had black women fooled. I'm with you, sister girl. We're a sisterhood. You know what they said about y'all under their breath? I think you know. You think that they were going to sacrifice their white opportunities and their white privilege to band together with other women? Women are vicious toward one another. Vicious. You know, here's what's crazy. And I know there's always going to be the exception that speaks up. If one of my guys is successful, we're so happy. When one of your dudes makes it, he got the job, he got the promotion, he finally left that woman. Like, we generally celebrate him. Men celebrate each other's wins. We are happy when we made it. You'll have two female friends. One of them got the job. One of them got the promotion. Her friend will hate her. Well, how did you get that job? I never seen nothing like it. Like, that's not even in us as men. If one of my guys, my people, gets the job, gets the promotion, gets that money, like, come on, dog. That's what we do. I'm cheering for my boy. Let a woman's best friend get the job or get the husband. Oh, you're going to marry him? Oh, I guess. I got a buffet of callers right now. I don't even know which direction to go in, boy. And we got another doozy on line 3. Ooh, I like choices.
I like line 1 a lot.
Oh, man. All right.
You better be careful with that one, though.
These young girls over here waving at you. Boy, I don't like this now. You better tell them to show some ID at that window.
Wait, so line 3, she didn't want to go on air, but she just wanted to shout you out, Sherwin, because she said that you get her through her mornings.
Oh, well, thank you. You get me through my morning, too.
Don't get Jeffrey Epstein. I saw that. Look at that.
Yeah. Hi there. Hi. I don't know what you're saying. Oh,
she looks about 15 years old.
Are you listening right now? Are you? How? If you scan, does the code still work on the window? If you scan that? All right, then I got to turn away. Let's talk to you. Hello, how are you? You're on the air. Hello?
Oh.
Yes.
Just a reminder.
What?
Reminder, temperament of these children and prosperity. People are a little traumatized and paranoid, afraid of abandonment and everything. I really might want to push that issue about, changing the way we influence the children to adapt to a civilized society that's opening up in a sense. Starting to fit in. What was Carmelo's issue? Do you want healthy friends? How are children supposed to behave? How do you look at a child after listening to trap music? How does a child communicate in this new time of expression and the feeling of a sense of jubilee, I can imagine.
Here, hang on a second. Hey, Al, how are you?
What's up?
You tell me, Al.
Well, first thing, these young children need their ass beat. That's why downtown is all F up. How is it you don't know what you gonna do? See, if I was over there, we wouldn't need to be putting no station down there. I will be slapping $1,500 tickets, just like cold sores from a bad blowjob. Take this $1,500 ticket. I come down here for violence. Take this ticket, B. How about that? And we're going to put a no trespassing order. And you come down here again, we're going to give your mama a $2,000 ticket. Furthermore, Milwaukee is nothing but one big trick. It's one big bottom, BITC, and you can say the letter after G. You sticking all that money downtown. They're coming from River Hills. They're coming from Madison. They're coming from Chicago, spending money, and then they say, thanks for the good time, B. You don't got no toll roads. You don't got nothing. Nothing. Everybody eating. You trying to get your money off the top. You ain't getting your money off the top because Milwaukee is one big trick. One big trick. Trick here, trick there, trick there. Well, we got to keep doing all this. You'll have money, you start being a big old trick. And they just a happy trick, a Bojangles trick just to be a trick. And then on top of this, now we got to put a police station downtown? No, the hell we don't. You slap a no trespassing order and a $1,500 ticket. Violence that be. That's what, but then again, I forgot. We don't know what to do, but we try to stick money downtown. Put up some goddamn toll roads and get your money off the top. It ain't never good being a trick. That's why we say getting pimp. And then when they don't get, I think I need a pay raise. You wouldn't need a pay raise. You start being a goddamn trick. Have a good one.
You too. Bye. I just told those young people to scan the QR code so that they could listen to 1017 The Truth from their mobile devices, and that's what they just heard that. So let's talk to, you know what, DJ, can you hang on? Hang on, DJ. I'm going to take a break because I'm supposed to tell you the states that have the highest African-American graduation rate, but we got a little distracted. I'll give you a little preview. Should I give you a preview? I'll give you the top. No, start at the bottom. Wait, what is this? Why is Wisconsin not even on the list? You got to be kidding me. All right. The top, the bottom, the bottom 10. No, the top 10 starting with 10. North Dakota has a 90.91% black graduation rate. California has a 91.15% black graduation rate. Arizona has a 91.19% black graduation rate. Colorado, 91%. Texas, 91%. Vermont, 91%. Maryland, just under 92%. New Mexico, 93%. Alaska, 94%. Hawaii, 95%, and the state that has the highest African-American high school graduation rate, it's almost perfect. It is 96.73%, and that's the state of Wyoming. I'm going to take a break, come back, and show you where Wisconsin falls. There are southern states in the Confederacy that are in the Bible Belt that have higher high school graduation rates than the state of Wisconsin. Let's discuss The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yi Lang Zhang was born in Warsaw, the son of refugees who fled communism in search of freedom. His parents taught him that freedom comes with responsibility. And for Yi, that means being accountable to every person he serves. School board treasurer, county supervisor, village trustee, a nonprofit leader. Yi Lang Zhang has managed multi-million-dollar taxpayer budgets at every level. And now he's ready to be a watchdog for Wisconsin. That's why Yi is endorsed by Senator Tammy Baldwin. Baldwin says Yi brings, quote, real budget experience from the school board, the county board, and the nonprofit world. She says he'll, quote, protect our school trust funds, return unclaimed money to families who earned it, and bring accountability to an office that demands it. Yi Lang Zhang for State Treasurer, a watchdog for your money.
Paid for by Yi for Wisconsin.
Every day, Veolia and MMSD work together to ensure that Milwaukee's water system exceeds the high standard it's held to, protecting Lake Michigan and its rivers that run through our neighborhoods. That's 220 local employees who care about their jobs, running a system that's earned national recognition for excellent performance. But they don't do it alone. They are supported by locally owned small businesses, women-owned businesses, and minority-owned businesses. For 18 years, making our waterways cleaner all the time. Veolia, Milwaukee values, committed to its future.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, are you looking to discover and support local businesses in our community? Then make sure you tune in every Friday at 8 a.m. to Truth in the Morning with Homer and Bailey for What the Business Is, and that's powered by We Energies. Every week, you'll hear from local business owners as they share what their business is, where they're located, and one valuable lesson they've learned along the way. We Energies is a proud sponsor of 1017 The Truth, so don't miss What the Business Is every Friday at 8 a.m. On the mornings, Truth in the Mornings with Homer, Blow, and Bailey Coleman, powered by We Energies, delivering energy that powers local businesses. Hey, DJ, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a while since we've heard from you. What's new?
There's so much new stuff going on. It's hard to even have time to listen in because our communities are fighting against so many battles. So I'm sorry about that.
Apology accepted. What's on your mind?
So I one of the things that you said that stuck out to me was the blame that gets associated with our communities. And we have been blamed for almost everything that is impacting our community. From food apartheid to grocery store closures to housing disparities to young people being downtown, all these things are related to larger systemic practices that are sometimes hidden and things that we don't know about. And your reference that you mentioned in terms of the disparities or the differences of Confederate states and northern states, I think is reflective of the dark side of white liberalism. Because we think that just because, we'll just say historically, northern states may have appeared to be more liberal and accepting, it's far easier to hide implications of racism when there's no race-based language present versus having very explicit language. It's easier to fight against those things and actually point to the disparities. But I think my main point here is how we internalize messages. And I know this is something that I reiterate constantly, but even when we talked about the floods and how people were talking about litter, yes, litter can plague our communities. However, it's not the thing that is causing the flooding, and this is the lack of understanding of climate change and how cities are just not prepared to navigate through these things. And it requires a certain level of education that our communities have to be ready to receive, first of all, from people that look like them about the things that plague our neighborhoods. It is far bigger than just somebody throwing something out on the street curb. It's far more larger things that are being stolen from our communities than a piece of fruit at a grocery store. I get frustrated because if we don't stop this mess, we're going to be the ones that perpetuate white supremacy on our own communities. It will be us. We will allow for white supremacy to evolve in a way that it no longer is associated with a race, but it is associated with a practice, which right now it's associated with both. But the practice is now something that our communities are perpetuating on ourselves. So I'll stop there because it'll become a whole 2-hour conversation. But we got to fix this mess. It's getting taken too far.
DJ, before you go.
Yes.
Do you want a radio show? No, I'm serious. Do you want, I'll get you a show. You want a show? What's your schedule like? Can you uproot your entire life and do radio for a couple hours a day?
I would be open to it. I would.
Are you from
Can
Milwaukee?
I bring guests? I am from Milwaukee.
Can you bring what now?
Ride or die. I'm a Milwaukee patriot, if you don't know it. I love this city.
Fist in the air. You said, you want to bring somebody. You want to bring something. What do you want to bring?
Can I bring guests on the show?
Absolutely. We wouldn't have it any other way.
I would do it.
Can you find me on social media and send me an inbox on I don't know, anywhere, Instagram, Facebook, anything?
Yes,
right.
I will find you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now. She deserves a show, period. I don't know where we're going to fit her in. Some of the feelings going to get hurt, but she's cold.
Oh, yeah?
You ain't hear that articulation? You know how hard it is to be on a phone and to articulate like that? Man.
Oh, yeah, you hear
and
me
that was just
the other night? It's hard for me to articulate.
Yes, it was. Poor thing. She was cold, though. I got to listen to her. If there's somebody that I can listen to, because I want, you know what I mean? I want to diversify. We need more people that are super smart. Hold on now. Don't. Everybody here is fine. But DJ been calling for years. Every time she say, like, she's one of those people, like, she doesn't call often, but when she does, she changes the whole trajectory of thinking. Because basically what is happening is the paradigm needs to shift. And when you shift the paradigm, then you can reverse the access of the evil that is white supremacy. Let me give you Exhibit A. She just cold with it. She got a good radio voice, too.
Oh, does she?
No, you got to have a good voice. You got to have.
Send your photo in.
No, we're not objectifying her.
Oh, we're not.
Her intelligence is beautiful.
Oh.
Sometimes it's the brains that's the beauty, and her articulation. And she had her tonality. You know what I mean? She had tonal reverberations from her vocal cords.
Hey, you can say whatever however you want to put it.
Wisconsin has one of the worst black graduation rates in the country. We are at 86.5%. Michigan is higher. Indiana is higher. Ohio is higher. Kentucky has a higher high school graduation rate than Wisconsin. Tennessee has a higher graduation rate than Wisconsin. Alabama has a higher black high school graduation rate than Wisconsin. Of course, Georgia, Texas. The black graduation rate in Texas is 91%. In Wisconsin, it's 86%. In Minnesota, it's 83%. In Iowa, it's 83%. The upper Midwest has some of the lowest high school graduation rates for African-American students. Thank you guys for listening. The Lunch Break with Ray, Nitty, and maybe Shannon is up next. I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free